Welcome to Poopcast. I'm Jimmy Davis.
I'm a guy that loves pooping.
Hey, I'm YoungJay97.
And YoungJay97 is the creator of Fruity Stories, not like VeggieTales, but like the name Fruity Stories, YouTube poop series Fruity Stories. And I'm sure that's where probably a good amount of you know him from. For those of you who don't know, the Fruity Stories YTP collab was the reason why I started making YouTube poops in the first place, the main reason anyway. The way we start out every episode, we ask our guests, what is your YouTube poop story? How did you first discover YouTube poop? Who was the first, or what was the first YouTube poop, or like some of the first YouTube poops, first YouTube pooper you saw, everything just kind of leading up until when you decided to make your own YouTube poops?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the story of how I saw my first YouTube poop. I think I was just looking up old McDonald's commercials one day, and I saw this old YouTube poop about a hamburger commercial. It was like the cheeseburger touch or something like that. It was like the Midas touch, only everything that the hamburger touches turns into cheeseburgers. And that was my first introduction to ear rape, and what was I, like 10 at the time? So it was not a good experience. So yeah.
Were you wearing headphones at the time?
Yeah, I was wearing headphones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I just wrote it off as, oh, I'm on the weird side of YouTube. And then I saw some more videos, and I was like, oh, this is cool. What is this, Zelda, Mario? Holy crap, that's not what they're saying at all. This is crazy. And then finally I found one that, like the first official VeggieTales poop I ever saw, I think... Did I say VeggieTales? Well, it's the same thing. Was this video called... I gotta remind myself what the name of it is. Hold up. Okay, here we go. I have a playlist called My All-Time Favorite Poop. Legend of Evil Vegetables for Dinner. So it's by a guy named Neat Hedgehog, and basically it was just it's really old, but like it still got like a whole bunch of laughs out of me, and I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. So that was my first YouTube that I've ever watched.
Okay.
I guess.
Did you did you happen to say what year this was?
I think I first saw this like 2011. I want to say 2011.
Okay.
Was that the YouTube poop where some of the quotes were like God wants us to kill everybody?
Yeah, that was...
Because I actually remember watching that one years ago. I was just wondering because the name sounded familiar, and I was wondering if maybe it was that one.
Yeah, it was that one. Because like I was just looking up like, ooh, I wonder if they make poops of VeggieTales, and voila, there it was right in front of me, sent from God himself. Like, this is amazing.
I'm pretty sure that's the first YouTube poop, or at least the earliest YouTube poop that's still up on YouTube that used VeggieTales.
The first good one, at least.
No, I just mean like in general. I'm
in
sure
general.
I pretty sure I looked into that one time.
Wasn't there? There was like one that was like of the Ultimate Silly Song Countdown, but it was just a whole bunch of like old pre-2008 poopisms, like the Windows Movie Maker like Rainbow Effect and junk.
Yeah,
I mean
that one was for a while up until Larry Man in the Friggin' Outer Space. That was the most viewed VeggieTales YouTube poop.
Which I find hard to believe because I didn't realize that until like 2 or 3 years ago. I was just randomly searching. I was like, how come I've never seen this? Then I saw the video. Oh yeah, that's why I haven't seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, you hold the record for the most viewed VeggieTales video?
I have the two most viewed VeggieTales YouTube poops are mine, and then I have two just below the that Ultimate Silly Song Countdown YTP.
Huh. I didn't actually know that.
Okay, so you found YouTube poop then in 2011, give or take, and then that was like the first YouTube poop you watched. Do you remember what your first YouTube poop was? Like, is that the first YTP on your channel, or did you make some before YouTube? And then what inspired you to make your own channel?
Okay, well, I didn't know how YouTube poops were made until like 2012 or something like that, because I saw this one video series that weren't necessarily YouTube poops. They were more like remix videos or something like that. It was just like them making memes out of like old Homestar Runner videos. The guy's name is Electric Star, and he made this video series called Random Crap with Homestar, and he openly said that he used Sony Vegas, and I was like, what is Sony Vegas? So I looked it up, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need Sony Vegas, except I didn't have the money for it. So I waited until I did have the money for it, then I got it, then I just started messing around, you know? And so my first YouTube poop, I gotta go back to my videos tab, hold up. I want to say it was a flip. Now I gotta, you just cut this out in post, I'm just trying to find my...
Oh, we don't cut anything out in post unless there's like a big chunk of stuff, because it's
What?
I did a lot of editing with the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I just don't like spending 5-6 hours just editing.
I understand. That's completely understandable. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, I remember... Okay, well, my first official YouTube poop is called My First and Worst Michael Rosen YTP, and I made that in October 2012, right after This is actually kind of funny, because, like, my official introduction to the YouTube poop community was me just being like, hey guys, I'm hosting a collab, because I like had no idea, and I didn't have Vegas at the time. I had no idea like how to like make like videos and stuff like that. So I was just like, I'll just start a collab and have the people come to me, and maybe that'll make me famous or something. So I made a Michael Rosen sentence mixing collab, and that got a couple thousand views. It was all right. And so I was like, hey, maybe I can actually make a YouTube poop. So I was like, I took out my Windows Movie Maker, like the old Windows Movie Maker, like the one that has the rainbow effect and all that, and I made like this. I tried to sentence mix Michael Rosen in the best way I possibly could with Windows Movie Maker. It kind of failed, but it got 4 likes, so that means that some people liked it. So at the very least, it was a good start. Oh, no, wait. It was either that or, like, I had an old Smosh. I tried to do an old Smosh YouTube poop. That didn't go out very well.
Yeah?
Did not at all.
Do you still have those YouTube poops on your computer or whatever?
I have the Michael Rosen one still on my videos tab. I think I got rid of the Smosh YouTube poop.
Okay.
You don't have the files or anything?
No, I don't. I've had like 3 different computers since I started.
Okay, and then I guess we should talk about Fruity Stories then. Is there anything interesting? Any interesting behind the scenes about Fruity Stories?
I have this origin story like memorized because like people keep on asking me, "How'd you get started, man? How'd you get started?" And it's like, okay, settle down, children, gather around the campfire. So one day I was babysitting my nephew, and he had seen the VeggieTales episode, the one with the grapes. God wants me to forgive them, that one, and he'd seen that like over and over again, and I had to sit there and I had to watch him, and I had to watch the video and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, this actually has good potential. And so I was like, it was like February when I started working on it, and I was like, hey, this could be like an Easter, like, because originally it was like an Easter special or something like that, because Easter was coming up, and I was like, why don't I do a religious source in honor of Easter? And like at the same time, it was like, oh, I almost have 100 subscribers, like that could also be that. So it was like 3 things in one. It was the start of Fruity Stories, it was an Easter special, and it was also my 100 subscriber special. And so I was just like editing like crazy. Like there are a whole bunch of like mistakes in that old poop. Like for one, like there's like the sun, he just appears and then he just disappears. I was supposed to have like a rocket hit him or something like that. I don't remember, but there's that, and I'm sure there's something else. I think the watermark disappears, and then oh man, there's just a whole bunch of mistakes. I just do not like that video in retrospect. But somehow it just kept on getting more views and more views, and I was like, holy crap, like this is actually this is getting serious. So like at the time, I was considering myself to be a Michael Rosen YouTube pooper because I was basically I had to be because I was the guy who hosted the 67th birthday collab, or tried to at least, but I didn't. There were so many entries that I couldn't download them all, and my busy schedule couldn't allow me to do it and junk like that. But so I had to make up for it for my 68th collab entry, which was all right in my opinion. But but then like this VeggieTales poop just blows up out of nowhere, and by blows up I mean like gets like 1,000 views, and I'm like, whoa! And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna make another one. So I made another one, then I made a third one, then I made a Christmas special, and there's just like everyone's just like, oh my goodness, this is the best thing ever, and I was like, oh, thank you very much. So yeah, that's the story of Fruity Stories.
Okay. Sorry, I accidentally inhaled some coffee. I was trying not to cough there. Okay, I think I got it out. Oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to ask now. So what about like just really quickly? Kind of want to talk about the Fruity Stories, the YTP collab, but then also I seem to remember shortly after you hosted that collab, you deleted your channel for a while, didn't you, or something like that?
This is a fun story. Yeah, I did, but that was because I got into a whole bunch of Twitter beef, and I was like, ugh, that was not a fun time at all. And it was mostly just me just being whiny about like, I don't know. I was just being whiny about like one of my old videos, like I'm not gonna get too much detail about that. I was just being whiny, and I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm done, and so I left. But then I came back because I realized how much of a complete bitch I was. So
did you actually delete your channel because I
actually deleted my channel. But the thing is, back then, I don't know if it works now, but if you remember like your login credentials or anything like that, you can get your channel back. So there's that.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say it was kind of weird that your channel was just totally gone, and then all of a sudden it was back. So
yeah, it was crazy. And like the reception when I came back was like overwhelmingly positive. Like, oh, you're back, now make more Fruity Stories. And I was like, haha, no. And I was like, oh, maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
I know the VeggieTales YTP fan base can get a little bit obnoxious at times. It seems like it's kind of died down a bit now. There was a time like around the Fruity Stories collab, when I started, where it was like one of the most popular YTP sources I think at the time, and it's died down now. But there was a time where you couldn't, any VeggieTales YouTube poop that you made was going to get at least 10,000 views.
True story.
I think, other than my most recent one, I think all of mine have 10,000 views. Like, there's some of my most viewed videos, and it's almost like SpongeBob YouTube poops, where it's like they're guaranteed to get views. I don't know if they're quite as popular as SpongeBob poops are now, but there was during that time period, I think they probably maybe even more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's kind of funny because before I started YouTube poop, I always thought that VeggieTales was just kind of like a smaller, little known thing that kind of like I knew because I grew up with it, but I guess it's a lot more popular than I realized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just looking through my videos. It looks like the least viewed VeggieTales YTP I have has 80,000 views. So yeah,
really, that is more than my most viewed VeggieTales video.
Yeah,
I think it's more than my most viewed video in general.
Yeah, I'm pretty
my
sure
VeggieTales video is the most viewed video in general for me. Let me look. Let me just look just in case. Okay, my least viewed is got like 1.6 thousand. So, but that's still over 1,000 people. So like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's people.
I mean, 1.6 thousand views for me would be pretty good. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Logan, you have more subscribers than YoungJay97, don't you?
Wait, do I now? How many?
Yeah,
how many...
I'm not even at 1,000 yet, dude.
You're almost at 1,000 though.
I'm almost at 1,000. Like, Holy crap! By the way, Jimmy Davis, congrats on 20K, my dude.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, that just happened yesterday, I believe. That was kind of I'm pretty sure the majority of these new subscribers are coming from my Steamed Hams YTP, so I don't think they're going to actually stick around. But it's still pretty cool to see it that high.
I
What?
time
Logan,
you were hosting.
Logan, you cut out there for like
Yeah,
3 seconds.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think at the time you were hosting that VeggieTales collab, how many subscribers did I have? Like 200 maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't realize. I mean, that was almost 4 years ago now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore in high school when I was like starting my junior year in high school when I made that video, that collab. I was a sophomore when I made the first VeggieTales video.
It's kind
And
of
now
weird.
and now I'm a sophomore in college, and I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah, it's so weird how certain events in your life can feel like they were so recent, yet they were such a long time ago. Like 4 years that's a pretty good chunk of time.
Oh yeah, that's a whole Olympics worth.
Yeah.
It feels like I've been, like, another example, it's like it feels like I've been making YouTube poops for maybe a couple of years, but I've been making YouTube poops for 5 years, which is just kind of hard to believe. I started back in 2013. I didn't start posting them until 2014, but I started a year before.
Well, it's been since the very first YouTube poop that I ever made. Technically speaking, that I remade it for my canceled projects video I did a couple of years ago or whatever. That one I made in like 2008, so it's been like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been 2009, but either way, that's a pretty big chunk of time. I started YouTube, my non-YouTube poop channel, I started that in 2008, so... And, yeah. These episodes, some go a little bit more smoothly than others, some transitioning between conversation topics, but we'll eventually find our footing here.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I don't know. For some reason, I can't think of what I was going to say next.
Oh no.
Do you have anything? Any questions or comments or anything like that, Logan?
I was just going to mention, since you brought it up, I just like was kind of hit with the realization we've been watching YouTube for almost a decade. Did I just say YouTube boob?
You might have.
YouTube boob.
YouTube poop.
I had a.
I don't know. I feel like YouTube boob would be a little more popular.
I had a update or something like that where I mentioned YouTube poop. I think I mentioned it like 4 or 5 times, and literally every single time I mentioned it, the YouTube's automatic captions interpreted it as something different. It was, I think it got YouTube poop one time, and then I think it got YouTube poo, YouTube boob, YouTube poof, or something like that. I don't remember what all it had, but it was that was kind of funny, I thought. And I got it. I don't know why, but I shared this on Twitter. I don't know why, but I get so many people telling me that I say YouTube poop weird, and I can't figure that out. I don't know what I'm.
YouTube poop.
I don't know what I tweeted it, and I guess from the response I got, I guess some people say that I put the emphasis on the double O sound.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if they want me to say YouTube poop, if that's what they're wanting me to say, if that's how I should say it.
Is that what you're trying to get him?
YouTube poop.
I don't know what I can't figure it out, but I get a ton of people telling me that I say it weird or annoying or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe it's not so much the pronunciation, just the tone. I don't know if that's it. But even then, I don't think it's weird the way you say it.
Yeah, neither do I. Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason why I just say YTP more often than YouTube poop.
Shall we go to Twitter for questions, I guess?
I think we only have 3 Twitter questions. I have quite a bit on the on YouTube though, and
Oh, okay, cool.
Looks like
Yeah.
we got about 5 of them, actually.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think we got a couple more after we started recording.
Yeah. Yeah. We
I
could
also,
go right to the questions. I guess we don't. We usually go on for about half hour, 45 minutes or so. But this
Well,
is
it's just that there was like an awkward silence. I didn't want to like it to
yeah.
drag on for too long.
Yeah. I mean we do usually get good conversation out of the questions and stuff. And like I said, it's just sometimes certain episodes just go more smoothly than others. I think it tends to work best when we have really talkative guests who are just have a ton of stories to tell or whatever. Not that you don't have stories to tell, just that.
I'm trying to think of stories to tell, man.
Yeah, it's this maybe this is why I don't have friends. I just can't hold a conversation. Okay.
Hey, right what you did.
you don't
Alright.
have friends because you're a loser.
Yeah, that too.
Should I tell the story about how I got involved with some of the veggie poopers over the summer?
Yeah, okay, that'll work.
Okay, so I go to college, at a college, I'm not going to say the college, haha, but I tried out for the improv team freshman year, and I did not make it. I think the main reason was because I had like baseball or something like that. I tried out for the baseball team, made it, but my grades were like terrible, so I decided to not play baseball. So I was like, maybe I'll do improv. And so I was like, well, I can't do improv because I'm not on the improv team, so I need practice. And I already had a job and stuff like that, so I didn't have like the time to do like like improv classes or something like that. Then I go to YouTube and I just see like these guys they're dubbing over like VeggieTales, and I'm just like by this time I'm like over and done with VeggieTales. I'm just like Source is just like needs to die. Well, it doesn't need to die. I mean, you can probably squeeze like a couple of good things out of it, but as of right now, I'm kind of like laying low on that Source. Anyways, I go on. I go and I'm like, hey, mind if I join you guys? I need some improv practice. And they were like, holy crap, it's YoungJay97, of course, please. And so I show up, and immediately I think they throw me into the. This is weird. Have you ever heard of a cartoon called Making Fiends or something like that?
What was it?
Making Fiends.
I haven't. No.
Yeah,
Never heard.
neither had I. But I think immediately they threw me into a Making Fiends dub or something like that. I don't know. It never really got off the ground. But they so the group is called Dumb Dubbies. I am not by any means asking you to go watch it because it's just a bunch of us just being dumb in our microphones, just being like, oh, and it's a good time, make good friends, have a good time with good friends, you make inside jokes and crap. But but if you want to see, I mean, go check it out yourself. Don't say I didn't warn you. But like, anyways, so I made good friends over the summer, and that was the story of that, I guess.
So who's a part of it though? And like who's the head of it and whatever?
The head of the group is it's hard to say now. I know Whoop-Doo Crafter Whoop-Doo Creations, whatever, had some say in starting it, and he just formed a group with a whole bunch of like lesser known YouTube poopers who specialized in VeggieTales and junk like that. So it was him. I want to say King Nothing One Ha, JK Doodles, whole bunch of people that specialize in VeggieTales, and so they were just like, oh my goodness, it's the guy who made VeggieTales popular and stuff like that. So like, of course they're gonna, be friends with me. And like, I am not the most talkative person in the world, of course. So like, now they're just like, oh, hey, it's Sanjay. How you doing? So, I guess. Yeah.
Speaking of King Nothing One Ha, do you have any idea what happened to him? He just completely disappeared off of the internet.
Yeah, I know like 1% of the story, but all I know is that he just left, and that is about as much information as I can share publicly.
Okay.
I'll type it in here, but that is as much information as I will say out loud. He just up and left.
Okay. Yeah, I think the only place he's still online is I think he's still on my page. I think he still supports me on Patreon.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw his. They send you a notification anytime anybody changes their amount that they're paying you, or if they drop out or whatever. And I don't remember getting a notification that he left. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know nothing about the story. I just know that one day, all of a sudden, I noticed, hey, he hasn't been showing up in my Twitter notifications lately. He's usually on Twitter. And I realized, oh, his Twitter's gone. And then I saw that his YouTube channel was gone. So,
yeah,
I know.
I think his he unlisted all of his videos originally, but I think he just deleted his channel now because I know I had one of his YouTube poops in my favorite YTPs from 2016, and that's it was still in the playlist for a while after his channel was gone, but then it just says deleted video now. So
Really?
yeah.
Well, I know he was like, I know I liked like one of his old, maybe he unlisted it because like one of my liked videos was like a video on his alt or something like that, and he just unlisted that video. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll double check really quick, but I'm pretty much positive it's in the playlist. It says deleted video, and if it's unlisted, of course you can still watch it, and if it's private, it just says private. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I guess there's two videos right in a row. One says private, one says deleted. I'm not sure which one's which. Huh. Yeah. I don't know for sure. But
I think he has a new channel, I think, if it's the right one.
Is he trying to keep it like a personal, more private channel, or is it something that's?
No, I think he's just I think he's like making just videos in general, not like YouTube videos. Maybe he's just like making videos that he thinks are cool, I think.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know if he said what the channel was, but because you were kind of cutting out for me there, but I'm just assuming he probably doesn't like want that to be super public.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming too. So I'm not gonna throw out the channel name or anything like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody archived any of his videos. I'm looking it up now. It doesn't look like any of them are still up.
He was a pretty good pooper.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say he was great or anything, but he was definitely, like his first YouTube poop was, or at least first one that he uploaded was the entry to the Fruity Stories collab 2, which I remember I did heavily edit it because there were a lot of parts where like I think what it was he would have the audio fade in or fade out.
That's what a movie maker does, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was really noticeable, and so I actually went through and manually made it so that it wasn't like I turn up the volume and during the fade ins and fade outs to make it so that it wouldn't fade in or out. But anyway, he was definitely improving over time and showed a lot of really good potential. But it doesn't look like any of his videos are archived. Really makes you wonder just how many YouTube poops over the past decade and a half almost of YouTube poops have just gone missing because of YouTube poopers leaving.
Probably less than like copyright craps, but
well, I just mean I don't necessarily mean poopers leaving it, just poopers leaving. I just mean like in general how many YouTube poops are gone forever because of them being removed from YouTube.
How close is that train to your guys' house?
It's pretty close. I'd say maybe 100 yards away.
I used to live like really close to an airport, like an executive airport, so you could hear like planes flying over like almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine that would get. I imagine that would get a little bit annoying.
Yeah. You get used to it.
Yeah, I remember when I first moved into my apartment, it was very noticeable. Like the train would wake me up, but I think that only lasted for like a day or two before I got used to it. All right. Anyway, I guess we'll start on the Twitter questions then and work our way through the YouTube questions. We have a decent amount, so we should be able to get some conversation. I don't know why Guanum's chirping right now. I made sure to refill his food and water.
What type of bird is he?
Parakeet. I forget the exact name of it, but it's a budgie is what people call them.
Nice.
I think it's the. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's the third. I looked it up. I think it's the third most common pet for American households, just below cat and dog.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so for Twitter questions, then on Twitter we ask for questions or conversation topics. Sonica XD says Black Panther, so just I'm assuming he wants us to talk about Black Panther.
Yes. I will not see it in theaters, but yes. Not will not. I might not see it in theaters, but if someone asks me to, I probably will go see it. Because it looks amazing.
I honestly haven't seen anything from it because I lost interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe about 5 movies ago. So I've heard really good things about it, but I don't really have any interest in watching it.
I know next to nothing about it. I'll probably watch it on Blu-ray if I have say if I have the chance to go see it in the theater. Sure, why not? But I'll probably just wait for the Blu-ray because I do like the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, but I think I might have said this before on another episode where there's not a whole lot of them. There's only a couple of them that I think are really great, and 2 that come to mind are Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, it's just like I like them, but those are really the only 2 that I can think of that I thought were really good that I would probably rewatch.
My problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe is just the fact that, well, I have 2 issues. For one thing, I think the movies are just slowly becoming more and more just the same thing over and over with a slightly different skin. And then the other issue I have is the fact that it seems like almost none of them are movies that you can just watch as like a standalone movie. You have to watch the ones before it and the ones after it.
Yeah. Maybe
that's why I liked Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy so much. It's because they're just really good standalone movies.
Mm-hmm. I think you can go ahead.
Yeah. I could, like, a year ago, if you asked me about Marvel, I would not give you a straight answer because, like, I never really got into Marvel at all until I met my friends at college, and they are, like, super into Marvel, and I'm like, haha, what's a Superman? And they were like, but, I saw Thor Ragnarok a couple of months ago. That was really fun. I did not see Thor before it, so I was kind of out of place with a couple of parts, but I still thought it was a good movie and stuff like that. The thing I really don't like is because I'm not super nerdy, I go to, like, Star Wars, like, the 8th one, and I was like, that was a good movie, and, like, it's a Star Wars. It's got all the shoe and the lightsabers, and it was a good Star Wars. Good for you. And out comes my brother-in-law, who absolutely adores Star Wars, and he was like, oh, what the flip? Like, that was so dumb movie. I was like, what? Chill out, please. I just want to enjoy my movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That Star Wars movie, it's such a... I think this is... the episode 8, I think, has kind of proved that the Star Wars fan base is another one of those... I hate using the term, but for lack of a better term, one of those cancerous fan bases. You know what I mean?
One of those fan bases that just can't be pleased.
Exactly.
At all, like Sonic or something like that.
Yeah, because
Honestly,
I thought it was a good movie, too. I really enjoyed it. I think I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I've watched all of them, at least one time. But I thought I really enjoyed that one, and I can obviously understand people not liking it, and I could imagine anybody disliking any movie, but the amount that people not only disliked it, but absolutely hated it, I just can't wrap my mind around.
Like, I know it wasn't too, like, the best thing, but it wasn't, like, Star Wars, like, the Phantom Menace, like, worthy, like...
Yeah. I don't know, but...
I liked it, but I don't know if I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it as much as Force Awakens.
Same.
I think I liked it more than Return of the Jedi, though. The only two Star Wars, I can really only think of two Star Wars movies that I think are really, really good, and that would be the original two. And then the third one, I liked the third one. I thought it was good. I've never seen the prequels, and I'm probably pretty lucky.
Yeah.
And then as for the Disney movies, I like The Force Awakens more than Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Rogue One, not as much as The Force Awakens.
I haven't seen Rogue One yet.
It's enjoyable, I guess. It's an enjoyable movie, but it's really not important.
One of the things about Rogue One is I remember when I watched it. After watching it, I thought that it was I thought it was my favorite. I thought it was the most enjoyable one, but I haven't seen it since, and I honestly can't tell you anything about it. It's just.
I mean,
other than that weird tentacle mind reading monster thing, but I only remember that because it's stupid.
Oh, I forgot about that entirely.
Well, the thing is that they don't even do anything with it. They only show it in one scene, and then it's like it has no purpose. It could have been cut out, and you wouldn't have even noticed that it was there.
Like the casino scene in Episode 8. Like, it was just there, then it wasn't.
What now?
It was, sorry, I should enunciate. It was there, and then it wasn't, and nothing happened. Nothing advanced, anything, no character development. Maybe some character development. I know nothing about character development.
I thought you said you hadn't seen Rogue One.
Not Rogue One. I'm talking about Episode 8. Like, I'm comparing the whatever scene you were talking about to that scene in Episode 8 where they're in the casino.
Okay. Oh, this is
my bad.
Rogue One. That scene. It's literally only about 5 seconds long. Maybe it couldn't have been any more than 20 seconds long at the absolute most.
Okay.
But it's more of a shot than a scene. But yeah, I do agree that
my bad.
With Episode 8, I think the more I think about it, the more issues I can think of. Stuff that I didn't like about it. But at the same time, I think it was more good than it was bad. I think I don't necessarily agree with all the criticisms that he made about the movie, but I think Mike from Red Letter Media. Do you watch Red Letter Media?
I have just heard about that channel like a month ago.
Okay, they have a series Half in the Bag where they review movies, and I think the way that Mike summed up Episode 8 is probably the best way I've heard it put, is that it wasn't a mess of a movie, but it was a messy movie. But
good description.
Yeah, I do definitely need to see it again, but just the way that people react, the way the Star Wars fans react when you say you enjoyed it is just kind of ridiculous.
I think I've just kind of come to accept that just about every fan base is cancer.
Yeah.
Just about every single one of them. That's why, it's like I don't understand, why people, when the Rick and Morty fan base became terrible, why everybody's all of a sudden like, oh, I hate Rick and Morty now. I'm like, no, you didn't hate it 5 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's one thing I don't understand is why people feel fan base is bad, even if that thing is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've yet to see a fan base that was supportive.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't think I've ever seen a good fan base.
Yeah.
The only real fan base I can think of, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it's the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Rhett and Link's fans on YouTube, the Good Mythical Morning. I've never seen if you read through the comments, it's almost all, I've never seen a really negative comment. I've never seen a comment war break out in their comment section. They're always very polite in the comments section, it seems like. But
that's the wholesome side of YouTube.
Yeah. But otherwise, I remember one time I posted a comment on a JonTron video that got a lot of people really pissed off, and that was...
Really?
Yeah, well, it was just a joke comment. It was the animated music video for his cover of Firework.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was... I forget what exactly the like to dislike ratio was or whatever. But this was kind of like at the time where you'd see all those joke comments about, like, they would point out. I mean, people still do this, but not quite as much anymore. Where you'd point out the amount of dislikes and then try to make a joke about, this many people aren't or are whatever. And so I just like commented. I thought it was obviously a joke, but I guess it didn't translate that well. It was just like something like 500 people are just completely stupid or something like that. And people freaked out. I had to explain myself, I think, a dozen different times because it must have ended up in like the top comments for like a day or something like that, because people were constantly like talking about, what, you think people can't have an opinion or something like that?
My gosh.
But
maybe they were joking too, I don't know.
They might have been, but I don't think so. They seemed legitimately pissed off.
Comment on a video, and I eventually had to delete it because I got sick of getting emails of replies from people in the Flame War replies, because it was a video. It was like about this pastor who said like video games are demonic, and these are the types of people that make Christians look bad. And then someone replied, "Good, Christians deserve it." And then that person just like started a whole flame war in the replies, and it just kept going on for like 2 days. I'm like, I gotta just delete this comment so it stops.
You could have just like gone to like notification settings or something like that, right?
Oh, I guess I never thought of that.
Well, it's more satisfying to just stop everybody from being able to debate. Just delete the comment and it deletes all the replies.
I was just annoyed with getting the notifications. It was getting really annoying.
Mm.
Like I didn't even say anything negative about it. Like that was my comment, and I don't think I even interacted with the replies at all.
I'm sure you've seen. I've seen a good handful of people like tweet stuff out where they show like a screen cap of like a comment like from the top of a comment chain and like the most recent comment. Have you seen these where it's it starts out just this totally normal comment and then like the bottom one is just somebody talking about something political or something like that, and it's like the conversation just totally devolves into just some flame war about a completely unrelated topic.
Or I forget what exactly this is. I think I've seen this on Twitter before. I think it was like a meme for a while or something. There's like this comment, and the comment was just hello, and the reply was fuck you.
Yeah.
And I think I would see like that picture and say the internet summed up in one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this was about Black Panther. We're talking about this now, but
Wow.
one final thought on the Black Panther thing though is did you see those things where that thing that was kind of going around where people were saying that if you I think it was just like one person basically, but saying that anybody if you give Black Panther a bad review, you're racist. And like not even ironic, just like totally dead serious.
I remember seeing this tweet about, it was like, I don't know if they were joking or something, but there was like this tweet that was like, I went to a theater to watch Black Panther. A bunch of black guys came up and told me this movie wasn't for me and beat me up. And had a Getty Images picture of him like holding a bloody like tissue or something like that. And people like thought he was being serious, and I don't even know if he was being serious or not. If he was, then like he's a terrible person for doing that. But like, still, like the whole racism thing, it's like it's just, I just like people. Yeah.
Is the movie even about race, or does it just happen to have?
Well, it's it's like the first big, well, not the first, but like the first of like the modern superhero movies to center around a black superhero. I'm pretty sure. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yeah, it's just that's one of the most annoying things about the internet. How everything is like a race issue for some reason. Like if Black Panther came out 15, 20 years ago, nobody would care about like the whole race issue thing.
You think that
it would just be like, oh, cool, so, a Black Panther.
You're cutting out again, Logan.
What?
You're cutting out again.
Yeah.
I was just saying it would just be like people just be like, oh, cool, Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think would race maybe would be a topic.
Well, I mean,
A
yeah,
little bit, but
I'm not saying that like racist people, weren't around 15 years ago, but I'm just saying like the
yeah.
social media and stuff. I think is not to sound like I'm blaming social media or anything. I just think that it makes a lot easier for people to speak their mind.
I've just gotten so at this point I've just gotten so used to everything being somehow connected to race or politics,
Yeah.
even if it's not. Like I've seen people say stuff like art is always political and stuff like that. It's like, well, no, that's not completely true.
Well, I mean, it's not completely true, but it is. There's quite a bit of truth behind that, but it's.
But like I've seen people say stuff like, is there a political statement?
You're cutting out.
There
I can't hear you, Logan. You're cutting out.
I never mind. It's not important.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right. Okay. I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. This is from Liam Tahini. Ask, what is a new YTP?
A new YTP is a YTP that is new. Next question.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think he might mean like a recommend.
I think he's trying to ask me if I'm making a new YouTube.
Oh,
and
that's
the answer to that is
yeah,
maybe
that
it's
might
just
be what
not
he means.
grammatically enhanced. I think the answer to that is I don't have anything coming up right now because my Vegas will not work. I'm probably just gonna downgrade to movie studio if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not spending $500 more on Vegas.
Yeah, I got Vegas Pro when it was during that Humble Bundle sale thing where it was only $20. So
Wait, that's a thing?
yeah, it
anymore,
was.
I
It's
think.
not anymore.
Gosh, dang it!
Yeah,
That was a month or two ago. I took advantage of it.
yeah. It was at the beginning of December.
Dude, that would have been lit.
Yeah, it
It's-
was 20.
Oh no, yeah, freaking! You guys talked about that in your your live stream. Gosh dang it!
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
remember that now. Frick.
I after that I've kind of started paying a bit more attention to Humble Bundle, and I've realized, wow, this is actually a really good reason to switch over to PC gaming because you can get games for really cheap here.
yeah,
So that's another reason I've decided to, at some point in the future, I mean, I've started buying parts, but get all the parts for PC, start doing mostly on there because cheaper games.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Cheap is cool.
with Vegas, I haven't made use of Vegas Pro so far. I've only the only
really?
video I've done on there is my Steamed Hams YTP, but that was edited with the restrictions of Windows Movie Maker. So, but
Since I got it, every single video I've edited since then has been in Pro.
yeah,
I haven't even opened. Opened.
I just had I've had a couple of issues with it, and I'm just not. I'm kind of hesitant to start a big project in Vegas Pro and then run into some issue and have it not work anymore.
Why? What's wrong with it?
Well, just stuff like I was just trying to make a thumbnail and I was just like cropping pictures down. Like I would mask it out, and then crop it down, and then it would like it would like make the entire screen like black or red or something like that.
That shouldn't be happening. That hasn't been happening to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have just been that one time, but like I said, I'm a little hesitant. Although I did make the entire my favorite YTPs of 2017. The thumbnail for that one I made entirely in Vegas Pro, and I didn't have any issues there.
Oh, flip. Speak of Black Panther, my group is gonna watch Black Panther and is leaving in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta tell him that I'm in a Skype interview. That's my cover for this, a Skype interview.
Okay. All right. We'll go on to the next question then. This one's from.
Go for it. Go for it.
This one's from Bree Guy. Asks, "What's better, teardrops or raindrops?" I don't know if is that a reference to something or just a random question.
I'm gonna treat that as a random question and answer it.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, which ones taste better? If they're the teardrops of your enemies, then teardrops up. But
have you ever put a cup out in the rain and just got rainwater before?
no, never.
I did that
That
one.
sounds like a great idea.
I did that one time, and there was like stuff collected in the bottom. Like I don't know what it was. It looked like boogers.
What? Good lord.
So yeah, that's I don't. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I should probably know this, but I'm pretty sure isn't rain aren't the raindrops don't they kind of collect around stuff in the air like dust particles, stuff like that?
Maybe that could have been it.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm sure that's like third grade level stuff. I don't remember anything unless it's not important. Although I guess when I think about it, that's not really important.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But yeah,
I probably should know, but I don't.
There's a lot of those types of things where I should know, but I don't know.
Right.
All right.
I still don't know where babies come from.
You'll learn one day. Well, what would that be like if you, Logan, an 18-year-old, just went up to mom and said, "Where do babies come from?"
I bet your mom would just straight up be a vagina.
Her response would probably be, "Are you serious?"
That's what I'm going to tell my kids.
Reminds me of that joke from Bob's Burgers. Mom, where do babies come from? You all came from my vagina. Yes, Tina, you owe me $20.
Well, it was.
That show is so great.
I forget what the setup was, but it was a lot funnier with the setup.
Yeah, they were they were like in a car, like they thought they were going to be killed or something, and so there was just like.
Because I remember they were whispering it, and for some reason that just made it funnier.
Yes.
But yeah, they got rid of that show. They took it off of Netflix, and that really sucks because I wanted to rewatch what they had on there.
I got Hulu and they have it on there, and I'm assuming that's why they took it off of Netflix. So I'm gonna have to watch more of it now that I have Hulu.
Yeah, that's one of those shows that I really, really love, but for some reason I always forget about it whenever people ask for my favorite TV shows. I don't know why, because I really love it.
I've been trying to switch to Hulu for a while. I had Netflix all of last year, then I canceled my subscription.
I only signed up for Hulu because I wanted to watch more of South Park, but then I found out, they have all this other stuff so I'm probably going to end up keeping it for longer than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to end up getting the Spotify Hulu bundle, $6.99 a month, or something like that.
I don't know if I'll keep it like this, but at least for the first month, I think it's like $4 more or something per month for no ads. I figured, well, if the first month is free, why not? But I might switch over to the one with ads afterward, just so.
Are you there, Logan?
When did I cut out?
Just so.
Just like 2, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, anyways.
Okay, so you heard everything I said then?
Pretty much.
For the most part.
Yeah. All right. Next question comes from Studio of Awesome, who says, "Why not talk about YTFs? I think they deserve a chance to get mainstream in the YTP community."
I might make an entry for that collab you were talking about.
Yeah,
thinking about it.
I made my entry earlier today, and I'm considering maybe letting people see it so that way people can kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for, because I've received probably 24 entries so far, and there's still a good chunk I haven't actually got around to checking out yet. But it seems like.
And when is the deadline?
March 31st.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. I'll probably just do mine over spring break.
Yeah, and then anyway, I've got a good amount of entries for it, and I've from the ones I've watched, it seems like one of the things I've noticed quite a few people do is they've just been kind of making like a regular YouTube poop, but then without the visuals, and that's not really what I'm wanting. I want people to take advantage of the audio-only format and make like a YouTube poop of like a audiobook or something with narration or a podcast or something that doesn't require visuals, something that might even be better if it doesn't have visuals and it's just left up to your imagination. Because if you just have characters talking to each other and then don't add any visuals or something like that, it's really not that interesting.
You haven't been like turning down those entries, have you?
I haven't, but I've only accepted like 4 or 5 so far. I'm not sure. I might consider doing like a I forget what it's called, but I've seen people do it where they basically have like a second collab for just like all the rejected entries or whatever.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like part 3 of 2 or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure if I'll do that though, because I almost feel like that might be worse than getting your entry rejected. To just be like, to make it and basically just showing everybody that these are the ones that sucked.
Yeah, your entry sucked ass.
Yeah.
Might as well just give that to them.
Like, I remember seeing like a YouTuber being like, "Oh, this is why your entry didn't make the collab. Better luck next time," or something like that. That at least they give like constructive criticism or something like that.
Yeah, I try to do that. Well, I mean, I usually I will let people know why I can't accept an entry and then give them a chance to try again, or just make corrections to their current entry to kind of make it more acceptable. There was actually in the single source YTP collab, there was one entry where I kept rejecting it and saying, giving him why I couldn't accept it, and I'm pretty sure he resubmitted it like 5 times or something like that. And I finally accepted it because I felt bad at that point. It still wasn't great, though. But for the most part, I think that collab turned out pretty good overall. I don't think there were any terrible entries that made it in there.
Yeah.
I actually didn't make an entry for that one, did I?
No, you didn't. I kept trying to get you to do something, but you're so freaking lazy, so you won't do anything.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's true.
But I mean, I'm the type of person where I think at that point I might have been just like burned out from joining so many collabs. It might have been another reason.
I think there was a different reason. I just think you.
I don't think I had any ideas. That was the main thing.
You didn't try, though.
Well, if you have no ideas, you don't. I don't just make a video. Like, I try to not just make a video with no ideas because usually it comes out terrible.
Yeah, but I was giving you ideas and you weren't accepting them.
I don't remember. This was a couple years ago. I didn't.
All right.
But
okay, and then the last Twitter question then comes from I've lost control of my chocolate pudding. Who says, "What's the deal with airplane food?"
What is the deal with airplane food? That's a good question.
I've never been on an airplane, so I can't answer.
I haven't either. I am.
Y'all are missing out.
I am going to be on an airplane next month, though. So.
All right, cool.
But I imagine airplane food. I mean, they have to mass produce it and ship it around the world, make it easy to carry on an airplane. So I guess you can't really expect good quality food that way.
If you're going on like a small airplane, you get like peanuts and or like some German cracker or something like that. But I don't know. That's a good question though. What's the deal with airplane food? Yeah, they also have drinks and stuff like that you don't have to pay for exactly. I think you have to pay for alcohol. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you guys are the type of alcohol people.
Yeah,
I'm not even old enough to drink yet, so.
I've tried beer. I don't understand why people like it. I think maybe if it was like ice cold beer and you had it paired with the right thing, like a cheeseburger or pizza or something like that, it might be okay. But I think even then, I just prefer a Coke. And then I bought a bottle of red wine a few weeks ago to try that out, and it tastes absolutely terrible. It tastes like something you'd use to poison bugs and small rodents, and I don't know, it's just terrible. And then the next day, I had a headache from it and I felt sick, and it's just, I don't understand what the appeal is.
So you got a hangover?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think it was probably partially due to the fact too that like that entire week, I'd been drinking like an energy drink at work every night, and then I didn't have one that night, and I think combination of not having caffeine that day and then drinking alcohol, I think just kind of made me feel sick.
See, I've always heard hangovers are a horrible experience, so I imagine that wasn't fun.
Yeah, and I only had one glass, so I can't imagine having like.
I don't think you were drunk or anything like that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like one glass of wine is not enough to get drunk off of it.
Well, yeah, but well,
I
I mean,
remember my first beer. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I mean, I don't drink alcohol, so I think I don't have I don't have a built up to where I can drink a ton of it, and then also, like I said, I'm not claiming that like I got drunk or whatever, but I do definitely think that was part of the reason why I felt sick was because I don't really get sick, and I was very sick. Well, not very sick, but for me, very sick.
I remember
So
my first beer was Corona. Never again in my life. That shit was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I've never had the experience before, but it felt like I was drinking piss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
low key. My next beer is probably gonna be a Bud Light, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Again,
that's the kind I had. I've tried regular Bud Light and then Bud Light Lime or Lemon, or I think it was Lime. And yeah, like I said, it's okay, but it's actually really really good to use for pancakes. If you have like the pancake mix, like the just add water stuff, and then you add beer instead of water, it's really good. But yeah, the only alcoholic beverage I've ever tried that I actually liked was Mike's Hard Lemonade. I don't know if that's like a big name brand or whatever, but that stuff's really good.
Yeah, that stuff's I haven't tried it yet, but it is really popular.
Yeah, it's basically just lemonade with a little kick of alcohol. It's almost describe the experience as kind of like if you have some kind of food with like just a little bit of hot sauce on it. It's just a little bit of a kick. So it's kind of like the Mike's Hard Lemonade. It's just lemonade with just a little bit of a kick of alcohol to it, and it's really good. All right, I guess we can move on now to YouTube questions.
Let's go.
How many of those did we get?
29. So.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I think some of them are just like not very good. I kind of looked over them as I was getting them, but I'm sure we'll get a good amount of conversation out of these.
I'd have to power through some of them.
Maybe
So we don't go.
Well, I mean, we've only been going for a little over an hour. So
Okay, I guess.
So starting with Andrew Moore asks, your personal favorite very old YTPs, as in before 2010.
Was that Need Hedgehog video before 2010?
Which one?
The Legend of the Evil Vegetables for Dinner? That one?
I'm pretty sure I think that was either 2008 or 2009. Actually, let me
see.
Let me look that up really quick.
I got you. It's 2008. So that
Okay.
one,
Was
definitely that
Mark-
one. I'm sure there's another one or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I've actually been putting together a playlist of my favorite YouTube poops of all time. I'm going to try to make, since this is the 10th year that I've been watching YouTube poops and the 5th year that I've been really seriously been watching YouTube poops, I'm going to try to put together some sort of like a top 100 list. So let me look through these really quick and see which ones were from. What?
Was Mario and Luigi Travel Through Time pre?
Yeah, we watched that one in like 2008.
That's true. Yeah, that one. That one. I think that one actually still.
I'm trying to find. I think there was a King of the Hill YouTube poop. I want to say. I don't know when it was uploaded. I'll have to see for myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking
Um,
through my playlist really quick. I've seen. I'm just trying to decide which one I like the best.
2011. That doesn't count. Man.
So I know I don't think I really have a ton of favorite pre-2010 YTPs.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Remember, freaking, what's his name? It was like Santa is something, or
Santa with teeth.
yes, Santa with teeth. That guy.
I've
There
never
was.
watched a single one of his videos before, but I think almost everybody we've had on the podcast has mentioned him.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh,
I've
really?
watched.
Yeah.
I think I've watched one of his videos, and it was like called SpongeBob Uncensored. I think it's. I think Savvy re-uploaded it on his. I think it was his alt channel, but I think he recently converted that to his main channel.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, there's this video called what was it? It was like Squidward eats trash and then blows up. That one was absolutely hilarious, and I know that's like pre 2010. I'm pretty sure because like that's the only time he ever made videos or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't hear about him until I think it was Emp Lemon was talking about how Hoopers that he ever watched in one of his Q&As or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where I heard about him.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Have you ever heard of Mad Anonymous?
Matt Anonymous?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
Okay, he's a pretty old YTPer. I think he might even be from like 2007. Actually, let me check this really quick. He's still making YTPs today. Just made one a few days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
But he was like kind of one of the earlier very visual heavy YTPers, like even all the way back in like 2008 and 9, making very visually impressive YTPs. And I'm just, let me double check here really quick.
Can you name you name a video or something like that?
Well, the video titles are not. They're just stuff like the King, Guanum, Link, the Queen, stuff like that.
Oh my!
I'll link one or two of his videos in the chat so you can check them out. But I guess on his channel it shows he's been around since June of 2006.
Wow.
So let me just double check what his oldest video is. But yeah, his videos are really good. Yeah, he's got videos from 10 years ago. I don't know if I'd necessarily say they're my favorite, but they're just. I think he's one of the more underrated YTPers, I'd say. Here, I'll share the Queen in the chat, and you can check it out when we're done.
All right. Sweet.
And for those of you listening, if you want to check that out, if you just looked up YTP the Queen, I'm sure you'd find it.
Okay, yeah, that looks familiar. I will say that.
Yeah, but those are really good. Oh, hang on, let me just double check here. Yes, this one is another one pre-2010 YTP. It's called YouTube Poop Faces of Evil. Most Things Break. Have you seen that one?
Probably I haven't, but maybe I have. I don't know.
It's a really popular. Has almost 500,000 views. It's another one of those pretty visually impressive YTPs for the time.
Mm.
But I guess I should probably just move on from this one then.
Ooh, Link's get a job to buy a PS3. That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I guess for me, just really quickly, just to my answer, I guess I never really gave an answer. I think I'd probably also go with Mario and Luigi Travel Through Time, just because that was the first YTP I've ever seen, and I do think it's, or not necessarily the first I've ever seen, but one of the first. Definitely the first I ever rewatched more than once, and I think it still really holds up. All right. Next question, question comes from Stingy Bandicoot. I guess we were kind of already talking about this. Asks your opinion on spadinner.
If used the right way, it can be very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it can be funny or it can be the worst thing ever, depending on who's making it.
Well, I think the really bad spadinner, I think, was kind of a short-lived phase. Kind of seemed to be a thing from like like 2010 through maybe like 2013. Seemed like that was when you'd have a lot of really lazy, kind of like the time period where people kind of just seemed to think that in order for it to be a YouTube poop, it had to have a bunch of spadinner.
It had to have stuff
placements.
like dinner, spaghetti, all that crap.
Yeah.
That's all my first YouTube poop was at all.
Did you ever get the whole thing sorted out with Viacom?
I haven't yet, so the video is still private and blocked by Viacom, so even if it was public, it wouldn't make a difference.
Have you got in contact with Cool Cat yet?
I have not. I haven't. I actually kind of forgot about it.
You should get that taken care of. I think Viacom recently kind of cracked down again on YTPs because I know a bunch of them were kind of blocked or removed by Viacom, but I know you can get it back.
My entry to M. Lemon's Drake and Josh collab I made almost a year ago, and it was just fine. Just recently got blocked like a month or two ago.
Well, I don't know if this is at all related, but did you hear that Viacom bought VidCon?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I heard about that.
They own VidCon now.
I don't think that would have anything to do with this though.
Well, I mean, I think I kind of wonder if maybe it's somehow related. The fact that VidCon is so YouTube centric, and the fact that they bought something so YouTube centric, if maybe they just kind of crack down again on more internet type stuff. Maybe if that kind of not like a direct response, but kind of part of the getting caught in the crossfire, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
They most up until that Drake and Josh thing, and then the re-uploading of my first video being blocked. They mostly just left me alone.
Mm-hmm.
As a video, that's it. Which most of my SpongeBob YouTube hoops still have that on them, if not all of them. But for the longest time, that was all they would ever do. Like chocolate with butts was like the only one that I had any issues with. And even then, I just mirrored the video and re-uploaded it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I know with my my iCarly YTP, I know they blocked that and they drug it all the way out. If somebody claims your video, you can dispute it, and then they can reject the dispute, and then you appeal the rejection, whatever, and then they will, if they can either let you have it back or remove the video, and then you would have to appeal the takedown or whatever, and then at that point it's basically they put it back or take you to court, if I'm not mistaken. I'm almost 100% positive that's how that works, and they took it all the way to that, and I got help from Cool Cat and eventually got it back, but that was kind of annoying.
Nice that you didn't have to go to court.
Well, I really don't think they would ever take it to court, just because they don't really have any they're not in the right,
Yeah, and they probably would just see it as a waste of time anyway.
Yeah, but if they really wanted to, that would be devastating for somebody to have to go to court over YouTube poop against Viacom. I mean, I know Walrus Guy went to court with Colgate, brought him to court over one of his Dr. Rabbit YTPs.
Which I still find just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it went that far.
Yeah.
I don't think even Viacom or Fox would go that far. Okay, maybe Fox.
Maybe Fox.
Because Fox is worse than Viacom, actually. From my experience, Fox is way worse than Viacom.
I think it's debatable. I think they're more or less the same.
Just from my experience, I don't know about overall other people's. experience might be different, but
Yeah.
for me, at least, Fox has been worse.
All right. Next question. Well, I guess you kind of already gave an answer, sort of, for this. This is from Aerodynamic Watermelon. I think I said that first word wrong. That didn't sound right.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I swear it came
That's
out
how you
sounding
say
weird.
it.
Okay. I know that's how you say it. It's just for some reason it seemed like I said it weird. I don't know if that was just me. Anyway, he asks, what are some bigger projects for the future?
Probably YTF collab entry, but that's about it.
What about you, Logan?
I don't really have a lot of big projects planned. So, I mean, actually there is one. I can't talk too much about it. It's already finished. I can't talk too much about it. It's a private collab.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a part of it too.
I'm really looking.
I don't think it's a secret because I know Nintendo 64 and Might Eyes were talking about it in the comments section for my favorite YTPs of 2017. It's a sequel collab to the what was it called? Bready Adventures, story-based YTP collab. King and Mick's Bready Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this turns out.
Yeah.
It was already. I didn't know it was already public that it was happening.
Well, I didn't know it was, but they like I said they were talking about it in the comments section, so I don't know why. I don't know why they'd be doing that if they wanted to keep it a secret.
They're gonna get mad at us and cut our entry.
Maybe, except that would screw up the story.
Yeah, just have a gap in the story.
Yeah. But yeah, I know that'll be interesting because I know there's a lot of people involved in this one. I know I invited you and NP Carlson and Lulu Loves Cats, and so that's because I'm in there. I invited 3 other people, so I'm responsible for. And I'm pretty sure we all 4 of us come right in a row in the collab itself. So that'll be fun to see.
It was interesting to just kind of experiment with story-based stuff because I hadn't attempted that in a long time. Like I attempted it years ago, and it just wasn't turning out well, so I scrapped it. But I decided, why not try it again when you offered to invite me? So
yeah,
and now I'm actually considering maybe making a story-based YTP in the future because of it.
I almost didn't invite you because I thought you wouldn't enter because you wouldn't enter the single source collab.
Are you really still mad at me about that?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It was like 2 years ago, and
oh my gosh, that's great.
All right. For me, accidentally bumped my mic. For me. Big projects I have coming up. I have a few. Let me see. I have, of course, the King's Nostalgia Trip. I have
When did you announce that? Like 2 years ago now?
It's been a year.
It's been a year. Okay.
I started working on it in September of 2016, and then I made the preview for it public. In January of last year.
So you have been working.
You cut out again, Logan.
I said so. You have been working on 2 years.
Yeah, you're still cutting out, but I got what you were saying. Yeah, I've been working on it for quite a while. I don't know when I'll get it done. I'm kind of stuck on a couple of parts where I have more. I guess serious. Well, maybe serious isn't really a word. More just conversational dialogue, and it's kind of difficult to sentence mix just characters talking normally from the CDI cutscenes. You know, if it's not necessarily supposed to be funny or whatever. So it's difficult to plan it out. You know, make sure that I make sure. That I have them saying everything that they need to say, get all the important information out, and doesn't drag on for too long, but also something that I can sentence mix easily, and that's kind of what I'm stuck on more or less. But anyway, that should come out this year. I don't see any reason why it won't, but I just have no clue when. It might be like the end of the year. I don't know. But probably the next big project that'll come out is the collab that I'm going to be doing with Master Josh. You know, we did the iCarly YTP for his channel, and we're doing one of Fresh Prince for my channel. And I think he's getting close to being done with his part. Then I'll make my half. But yeah, I guess I probably have more big projects that I've started working on. I think that's my problem, is I just do too many projects all at once.
I guess it's kind of, yeah, it's another thing why a lot of times my videos, like why I don't finish them a lot, I guess, is also because I tend to have a lot of projects in the works at once, and then sometimes some of those projects get left behind and forgotten.
I've never had that happen for me. I have a couple of projects that I started like years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, that I haven't forgotten about them. I just haven't got around to working on them. But if they're projects that I haven't made it very far on, and anytime I make any serious amount of progress in a project, I finish it. But I do have actually 2 sentence mix YTPMVs that are almost totally finished, that I've had almost totally finished since October. I just haven't finished them. Oh, actually, I guess this is kind of a big project. This should be done hopefully the next couple of days. I have my Patreon sentence mix request, Volume 2, that I was supposed to have done in November, that I've been not finishing. And
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I said, oh, yeah. I was going to say, I forgot about that. I remember you showed me some of it now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm almost finished with it. I think I have like 2 or maybe 3 more. Well, I have 1 more that I need to sentence mix, and then 2 or 3 that I need to do the visuals for. But I'm really, really trying hard this time around to make it something that's going to be more entertaining for the audience. You know, so I'm really going all out with that, with the visuals and whatever, and adding more stuff onto the request to try to make it something a bit more entertaining. But anyway, that should, I imagine that'll be done within the week. I don't know why it would take me any longer than that. But then again, I don't know why it's taking me this long.
What was the question? I don't remember.
It was big projects for the future.
Okay, yeah, I think I answered this. That
yeah,
I have one that's an entry for a collab that's coming up.
Yeah, you already said that. All right. Next question comes from Enter Productions, who asks, "How do you feel about YouTube right now?"
Kill it with fire.
There's
okay,
so many.
that's a little aggressive. I think it's just it's just like everyone's being like, "Oh, blah! Look at all this negative stuff, guys." Ugh. It's like, oh my gosh! And also, like, all the deal about this whole like demonetization or whatever, the grab demonetize whatever, is like everyone's being like, "Oh, look, a popular video, let's demonetize it. Oh, Logan Paul uploaded a video, let's give him all the money," or something like that. You know, that's all I've gotten from it. It's just dumb, and I just want to put videos on a website and see if people will watch it. That's all I want to do.
I'm hoping that they fix their problems. I'm hoping these problems don't stay around forever. I mean, a lot of the problems that have been happening, it's like, it doesn't affect me because I don't make money on YouTube, so...
Yeah.
But I imagine for people who do this for a living, it's probably hell right now.
You know, I really get sick of feeling like I have to defend YouTube, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. Honestly, I mean, I definitely think YouTube has a lot of problems, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, there aren't any problems, but I'm just saying there always have been problems on YouTube. There always will be problems. It's just they're different problems. Like I know somebody, like on my my Steam Tams YTP, I get a ton of people talking about how they miss the old YouTube, and there's so much about YouTube that's improved in the past 10 years, like way better. There's a lot about YouTube that's way better than it was 10 years ago. It's just people tend to cling to the problems, and they don't acknowledge the progress it's made.
You think the same thing will happen in 10 years again?
Oh yeah, definitely. There will definitely be people who forget about the bad of current YouTube. I mean, there's going to be some things that you don't forget about. Like, of course, people aren't going to forget about the demonetization and stuff like that. But I definitely think people will cling to the good of current day YouTube, and in 10 years they'll look back on and say they prefer older YouTube. That's the way everything works. That's the way everything's always worked. People always think that people always remember the best of an era, and they tend to not only remember the best but exaggerate how good it actually was, and it just people are never pleased with the present. So I think YouTube is like I said, YouTube definitely has issues. I definitely think it's important to address the issues and try to correct them, but it's not as bad as a lot of people make it out to be, I don't think.
I do think this, like I said, there's a lot of problems when it comes to the money side of YouTube. It's just like, it's just more and more reminding me that it's like I'm really glad I don't do this for my job. This would suck.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, even then, a lot of it's not necessarily. You can't really pin the blame entirely on YouTube, because it's not like YouTube is kicking advertisers off of the platform. It's advertisers who are pulling out.
And was it JonTron who said on the H3 podcast that he hasn't really been affected?
You're really cutting out, Logan. I don't know why you're cutting out so bad this recording.
Do you want to check your mic or something like that?
I don't have a mic plugged in. I'm just using the one that's built into my laptop. But
you should get a mic, because I imagine it'd probably be better.
I should. Did you make out the question though, or no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you asked if it was JonTron on the H3 podcast who said that he wasn't affected by the demonetization stuff. And
yeah, that's basically what I said.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He said something along those lines, and yeah, it's I don't know. It is very confusing, but and the one thing that I tend to point out to a lot of people who talk about how, because that's one thing I see a lot of people complain about is, on my Steam Tams YTP, when they're talking about how much better YouTube was, talking about how much it sucks with YouTube's demonetization stuff and everything, and I have to point out, you couldn't monetize your videos 10 years ago unless you were a partner, which was like an invite-only thing. So that's why there wasn't the demonetization issues back then. But I mean, there were a lot of things that were just worse back, 10 years ago that we take for granted now. Like, today you can upload 4K videos at 60 frames per second. 10 years ago is, well, a little more than 10 years ago, but back in like 2007 or 6, you couldn't upload any higher than 240p.
2007 or 6.
Yeah. And you couldn't upload longer than 10 minutes. You couldn't upload 10 minutes. The longest was 9 minutes 59 seconds. And there were no custom thumbnails unless you were a partner. There's if you really dig deep, you can find a lot of things that are just a lot better today than they were a decade ago. But like I said, people don't remember that sort of stuff. But anyway, and again, all this isn't to say that I don't think there's any issues with YouTube. There are definitely a lot of issues with YouTube. It's just I don't think there's necessarily any more or less than there was a decade ago. It's just
I just think there are like so many problems that something has to be done, or else people won't stop bitching about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean,
I just want to see some videos. I don't want people talking about, hey guys, YouTube did a poop, and I was like, frick,
YouTube poop?
Not again. This is the 50th time in the past week or something.
Yeah.
So dumb.
All right. Next question comes from Mushroom Kingdom Puffle. I have no idea what this question means. Asked, what do you think about hashtag custom crash? I think it'd be pretty fun. think it'd be pretty funny if he was
Custom
brought
Crash.
back. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
What is
Crash.
What is
Actually,
Are
wait.
we making a new Crash Bandicoot game or something like that?
Wait, I think I remember N.P. Carlson doing something. Wasn't this something like you could make like a fan submitted idle animation for Crash Bandicoot, and they would pick a winner to put in the next game or something like that?
Oh yeah, I don't. I that already happened though. That was months ago. That was for the Insane trilogy,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Was that what it was called though? Was it called Custom Crash?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. I'm pretty
Hashtag
sure that's
Custom Crash.
what N.P. Carlson named his video. I'm looking that up really quick. Hang on just a second. If that's
I wonder
yeah.
if it
Or no,
was.
no. It's just called Crash Idol Contest. Never mind. I don't know what Custom
Okay.
Crash is. I'm gonna.
Well, there's something called Custom Crash right here. I'll send it in the Discord thing. But this is what it says. It says, Crash is back for reals, F-U-R reals. Check out his comeback speech in front of a green screen. Use the footage and create your own custom Crash videos.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've never actually. Well, no, I think I did watch one of those videos. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I watched one. I've seen people use the green screen crash thing before, but never actually watched other than one actual custom crash video. So I don't really have many thoughts on it, I guess.
I don't think I've seen any of them, so there's nothing I can add to it.
Although
I
I
haven't
will
even
will
played
say
Crash.
though I will say though I do like the fact that it seems like more and more companies and people, celebrities, stuff are embracing internet culture with doing stuff like that. Like we had the Shia LaBeouf green screen thing a few years ago, and I think that's I really like that. I think that's really cool that more and more people are doing that. But for specifics on the custom crash thing, I don't really have anything. All right, next one comes from Totally Fresh, who asks, best starter Pokemon.
Oh, jeez, I haven't played Pokemon in so long.
I've never played Pokemon, so I don't know.
Okay, I always did Charizard. I don't know about anyone here who played Pokemon, but I always start with Charizard, or whatever.
I mean, out of the ones that I did, I picked the fire one because I did.
Because it's the fire one, come on.
I like fire.
Yeah,
Also, are they the most powerful? Sure.
they sound like the most powerful.
They probably are. So, like when I played
Like,
Pokemon
who uses Leaf? Ooh, what even is Leaf ability? Like, no offense to Bulbasaur or whatever, but, like, I'm sorry, but fire is fire. Fire burns things. Leaf just makes people itchy. And I'm pretty sure fire has longer lasting than just a thing, poison ivy or something like that.
It's really depends more of the games. 'Cause
You guys are both cutting out right now. You're
I
kind
am?
of
am I still there?
yeah.
Hello, I hear.
Yeah, I mean it
Alright,
does.
cool.
Discord does tend to do that when we're on long calls. It kind of seems like around the hour and a half mark, it kind of will cut out for a little while, but then it clears up again. I think it was just for a little while, but it was just for a little while there. Both of you, your side of the conversation, I could just make out like one split second of audio every second or so.
Okay.
But I think we got the
Well, now you're starting to cut out for me.
okay. Anyway, well, I think we
He's like a robot right now.
what? Are you still there?
What? What did you say? I just heard what?
I said what?
Oh, I think cut out.
Your laptop is a piece of shit.
It was just fine up until now.
I love how the past, 30 seconds has just been like, did you say something? Did you say something? I didn't say anything, did you?
Should we try leaving the call?
Let's leave the call and come back.
Okay.
See what happens.
Okay, I'm not cutting this out of the thing though. Why can't I join the call? I can't. It's not letting me join the call. What the heck? Oh shit! I don't know what to do now. I can hear Logan talking in the other room, but I can't join the call.
Now we can hear Jalen.
Okay, now it wouldn't
There
let
we
me.
go.
It wouldn't let me join the call. I tried clicking it about 50 times.
Okay.
Freaking Discord.
Maybe it's because we just left. I don't know.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah,
let's,
that could have been it. But now we can hear everyone, I think.
let's
I
never
can
do
hear
that
everyone, at
again.
least.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, actually, that seems
Alright.
like that cleared things up. So maybe that was a good thing.
Okay. Are you gonna let
So
me
now we know
continue
we can
on
do
now,
that.
Logan?
What were we talking about?
I was gonna move on to the next question, but then you interrupted me.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question. From. Well, I guess this is more of a conversation topic. From the Poopmanator. Two things, actually. I guess I'll read them both off and we can kind of talk about them. Asks predictions about the future of the community, and then also poops in other languages.
I mean, there are Russian YouTube poops out there, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I don't remember you showed this to me. It was an Adventure Time YouTube poop. I don't remember which. I don't remember who made it or what country it was from.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a Brazilian YouTube pooper. I'm pretty sure.
really.
Yeah.
It was really good, even though I didn't understand any of the words. It was still like really fast paced.
Yeah.
Well,
One of the things I've noticed, I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but I swear every single non-English YTPer I've ever seen tends to be really, really good with visual editing.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't know, maybe the fact that I had seen the episode that was used helped, but
Yeah. Yeah, I subscribed to that channel, and just looking, yeah, they privated all their videos. Or deleted them or something.
Hmm.
that was and I remember that being a really good video too, so that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know for the future of the YTP community, I know me and Logan have answered this on probably 2 or 3 other podcasts before this. I don't know if you have any thoughts on your predictions for the future of YTP or whatever.
Me?
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be paying that much attention.
Have we answered this question?
I know we talked about it, maybe not this exact question, but just stuff like, I think we had a question like, do you think YouTube poop will ever die or whatever?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, I know we both said that we didn't think that was going to happen. It'll
Maybe the name will change, but it will always live on.
right. Yeah, I guess I don't really know of what else to talk about for that one. But
Next question.
yeah, here's one from Raven the Commentator, 2001, says, this is for anyone who is interested in the Dumb Dubby series. Which Dumb Dubby episode would you recommend they start out with?
Oh jeez. If you're really interested, you want to hear me and a whole bunch of other people, and like 2 or 3 of them are prepubescent, so like that might be a problem if you don't like that. But if you want to hear us just yell into a microphone for 30 minutes, the Dumb Dubby episode I would recommend for starters would be the Lyle the Kindly Viking dub.
Where can you even find those, by the way? Are they on YouTube?
JK Doodles has a playlist of all 55 that we've done so far.
You've done 55?
Yeah, it's so dumb. Hence the name. But it's like, okay, if you want to start out with like something small, I start with, let's see. Okay, well, half of them we tried uploading to VidMe because we couldn't upload it to YouTube, but then VidMe got shut down, and so it's not even like 55 anymore. It's probably at like 40 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start with something small, I'd say watch an Arthur dub. My favorite is Fernellen is by far the most popular character, where we take an episode. We took an episode of like Fern and Sue Ellen, like taking this like from the show Arthur. Was finding this magazine. It's like Popular Girls magazine. Who like they were like, hey guys, let's try and be popular, and everyone was like, wow, they're trying too hard to be popular. Like, let's stop hanging out with them. And like and then we were just like making like dumb jokes about like the Mine song and like being like popular girls, and like it was just a whole bunch of like, it was just crazy. But yeah, if you want to listen to us yell on the mic for 9 minutes, I'll probably put a link in the description, or you can put a link in the description. I don't know. You can get started with that one.
Okay.
And dislike, comment as you please.
Okay. Next question.
Oh, don't do that though.
Okay. Next question comes from Potato 250 or 250, whatever. Asks favorite classic 2010-ish meme.
There's a lot of pre 2010 questions.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Let's stick with my answer for the pre-Spadiner one, which was Legend of Evil Vegetables.
No.
And
He said meme, not YTP. Meme.
Oh, meme?
Yeah.
My bad. Let's see. That's a good one, actually. Oh man, I'm gonna have to say. Remember like Billy Mays?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Flippin' and Floppin'.
Okay.
That was fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Memes have changed so much, even just in that short period of time, that it's, it seems like there were a lot less memes early on, and
Yeah.
I know some people seem to think that memes have gotten worse, but I think the thing is that memes have just,
They're changing.
Yeah, they're so diverse now. There's so many of them. There's more memes in a month today than there were memes in like the first decade of that being a popular term or whatever. So it's.
Do you remember when like memes were like considered like those big black box with like a picture and it was like one word and then like a subtitle text under it?
Yeah.
It was like that was just like, oh my gosh, I cringe just thinking about it.
It's really hard to pinpoint exactly what people mean when they say meme, because now it seems like you can just like in the past few years, it seems like meme has also become a word you can use to describe like a funny internet video. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, as opposed to like 5-6 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. You couldn't have called that a meme, but now you can. So, for me, I guess the only meme I can think of that's like a pre-2010 meme that I would pick as my favorite. I don't know. I guess I still think that there's possible potential comedic uses for the "This Is Sparta" meme. And of course, that spawned the whole Sparta remix thing, which even though it was obviously beaten into the ground, it was still really a cool thing when it was, before it was beaten into the ground.
I'm surprised people still make them.
Yeah, I know. There's still, even in 2018, making Sparta remixes.
Yeah, Sparta remixes.
As much as I hate to say it, I've come across some people that I almost subscribe to. I'm like, oh, they make some really good YTP MVs. Then I check out the channel. It's like 90% Sparta remixes. And I'm just like, nope.
It's like, It's like, oh my gosh.
The only thing I can think of is I've never made one, but it seems like it's a very easy thing to make. So I imagine that's probably why they're so popular.
I'll occasionally watch one here and there, but I think the last time I watched one was like a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago. It's just like I only very rarely watch them. But
I think, okay, I guess a better answer to my question would probably be the most interesting man guy. Like, I don't always do this, but when I do, punchline.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites.
I can't really think of any memes from around that era that I really like. Honestly, I mean, I guess if you could call Billy Mays a meme, I guess Billy Mays.
You could, I guess, call Billy Mays a meme,
I
but at the
mean,
same time, I
yeah.
kind of feel like that's like I don't think that Billy Mays would have been referred to as a meme during that time period.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Like when I heard pre 2010 ish meme, like the first thing that came to my mind was Pepe, just because that was like the most popular meme from that era. It seemed like,
Was that
but
even
then
pre
it's like,
2010?
oh, he said pre 2010 ish. Wasn't Pepe a thing like in the mid 2000s?
Might have been. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know about Pepe until I started watching Jack's films. But then again, that's just me.
I'm not sure. I know it's like considered a classic meme now,
Hmm.
and I imagine in order to be considered a classic meme, it probably only has to be about 10 years old.
Yeah.
So,
Well, anyway, I guess we kind of answered that one. Here's an interesting question from host Grady, or Grady, I don't know for sure how to pronounce that. Asks, favorite pre-Spadinner and post-Spadinner YTP?
Alright, well, pre-Spadinner, meta, vegetables, whatever.
Well, that is
Post-
Spadinner, though.
Oh, you're right. Pre-Spadinner.
Yeah, I read this question earlier, and I was thinking about it. I don't know if I know of any pre-Spadinner YTPs that I would say are my favorite. It kind of
Neither
seems
do
like at
I.
that point they were more just there to confuse and annoy people, you know?
I
Yeah.
think really the only pre-Spadinner YTP I can think of that I've watched in its entirety is, I'd say, He's Hot on Her Tail, just mainly just because I'm like, oh, this is the first YouTube poop. I feel like I should watch this just because it'd be interesting to see where it all got started.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that was like the first YouTube poop. So it's kind of obviously a bit dated. It's not. I mean, I know it's what started it all, but it doesn't really hold up that well, I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell it's one of the first of its kind just by watching it.
Yeah. But anyway, you can, if you have any pre-Spadinner YTPs that you know of that stand out. Do you?
I
No, I'm talking. I'm talking to YoungJay97, Logan. You already gave your answer.
Okay.
Sorry, what's the question?
Pre-Spadinner YTPs. Do you have any that you know of?
No, not at all. I can't think of anything on the top of my head.
Yeah,
Pre-Spadinner is like super hard.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to define exactly when Spadinner started. I personally kind of consider Spadinner to be like late 2006, early 2007, around that time. But it's kind of difficult to pinpoint exactly when it started.
Yeah. Spadinner is pretty much how it got like kick-started, like that's how it got popular. It was like, haha, dinner, and it was like, oh, so funny.
Yeah. But for post-Spadinner, I guess that's just for the sake of this, we'll just say post-Spadinner as in like, let's say 2010, between 2010 and we'll say 2014, so it's not like a recent YouTube poop. I mean, he doesn't say that it can't be a recent one, but just to make it more interesting.
Post-Spadinner. So, like, after, like, the Spadinner stuff died down, or
Yeah.
after it
Basically,
started?
you're saying favorite YouTube poop right now.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
I mean, for me, it's just one of my favorite YouTube poops of all time is Fresh Prince of Blair 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, those. Yeah, that's my answer. I'll just steal your answer from you.
Yeah. I know for a while I kind of had a hard time deciding which one I preferred, but watching them both back to back, it's safe to say that the second one is definitely the better of the two.
The Steven Juniverse videos are also pretty good.
Oh yeah, Steven Juniverse. Pretty much anything by Dyke Ike.
Yeah. Also, I saw apparently the Steven Juniverse 3 is now age restricted or something like that.
Oh. Well, was that the one that had him sucking his own dick, or was that 2?
Honestly, I don't think I've actually seen any of them other than the first one time.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I've watched all three of them at least twice each.
I don't know why I haven't seen him, because I am a fan of, well, I guess he's Crobo Productions now.
He'll probably always be known as Daikike, though.
Yeah.
It's just that just seems to be how most people know him. So
yeah. All right, let me see here. Okay, I clicked on Steven's Universe 3. It's not age restricted. It's something different where it's before it'll even let you watch it. It gives you a screen that says the following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive to some audiences, and you have to click continue or cancel.
Oh yeah, I've only seen that on 2 videos. That one, which I mean, I guess to be fair, I didn't see it on there until I saw it on Twitter. And then there was another one. I don't remember what it was called, but it was YouTube poop.
It was Maui starts the Fourth Reich or something like that.
Is that the one where it had the ShamWow guy holding up the ShamWow, except it had a swastika on it, and it was red?
Oh my god!
No,
yes.
that was a different one.
Okay, because I don't think I've seen the one that you were talking about.
The
but
Maui
that one,
Maui starts the Fourth Reich. It was only happened because of one part where it was like showing a bunch of like Nazi stuff, and then it was sentence mix have Maui say the Holocaust, and then say, "Oh, that was Maui just messing around," and so it was Maui was Hitler or something like that. And so it was Jack the Ripper. That's the name of the YouTube pooper made that one. He re-uploaded that and just kind of like for that part just like muted the audio and cropped it down with like some border around it, whatever. And I forget what exactly he did. I think he put like some like preschooler music over it or something like that, and said that he had to censor it for YouTube or something like that.
But yeah, that was the only other time I'd seen it. This video we were talking about, I actually haven't seen that, I don't think, but I can't remember what the video was called, where I just described the thumbnail, where it was a ShamWow guy holding up a ShamWow.
Yeah,
a red ShamWow
you said you haven't seen that?
I have seen it.
I haven't.
Okay. You haven't?
No.
Basically, the video starts with sentence mix, Heil Hitler. It was really weird.
Okay.
I remember laughing at it pretty hard when I saw it.
Same. That was like before the whole like advancements of technology with Vegas, but like, oh my gosh, that was. Oh man.
All right.
Next question.
Yeah, we should probably start to kind of hurry things along here. Me and Logan are going to go to McDonald's tonight when I get there before they close. They got the Grand Mac back. I don't know if you
really.
I don't know if you even like McDonald's. I know some people.
I love McDonald's.
Okay.
I have one like right next to my college.
Okay. Have you heard of the Grand Mac?
Yeah, I had the
before?
Grand Mac.
Huh?
It's basically a supersized Big Mac, and I had it. I ate the whole thing. Felt sick afterwards, but totally worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna get the large Grand Mac meal. It's way too much food, but it's everyone dies even if they're healthy, so might as well be happy.
True.
I was just gonna say we're all gonna die anyway. Might as well be happy.
Yeah.
True story.
Death is a guarantee. Happiness is not. So focus on your happiness before your health.
Even if you die at age 45.
You'll be a happy dead man.
Wise words from the Poop Brothers.
Yes. All right. Anyway, let's get on the next question. Then.
Oh, Shamrock Shake's back too.
Yeah, that's right. I was just telling Logan that I wasn't 100% sure if they had him back yet, but I said they're probably do, and if they do, we definitely have to get those too.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Nicholas428, who asks, "What are your thoughts on the current state of Nickelodeon?"
Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
Too much Loud House. Let's see some more shows, animation shows. I couldn't care less about the kiddie sitcoms like Henry Danger. Yeah, it was like oh, yeah, but like
How many shows have?
What?
I was just gonna say at this point, how many shows has Dan Schneider made for them?
Probably like 20 or something like that.
I think realistically, like actually a legitimate guess, I think he's made 5 at least.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like a lot because like
aren't there like 3 or 4 of them by him going on right now?
I'm gonna look it up right now. One thing I am actually kind of mad about. I am surprised no one has with the whole like Me Too thing. I'm surprised no one has come out and like tried to get Dan Schneider like exposed or something like that.
I don't know
that guy
about this.
Is a freaking creep.
But is there anything that's like actually like is it? I'm like I know he's got like a clearly has a foot fetish and is kind of
Yeah.
But I mean, is it actually?
They've-
Is there anything actually like that he's actually done that's assault or harassment or whatever? Or is it just kind of he's just a creepy
I don't
guy?
know, but I'm pretty sure he probably has, like, considering the whole foot fetish thing and, like,
Well,
I mean, that's just,
a person with a foot fetish is not automatically a rapist, though.
I mean, you do have a good point there.
But
There's
But-
probably perfectly normal people that have a foot fetish, so...
Yeah. I did see a video by a user named Tori I don't know how to pronounce the last name. But she went on for like 16, almost 20 minutes about a Twitter thread, basically summarizing a Twitter thread about like almost every quote and unquote deplorable thing that Dan Schneider's done besides his like foot fetish and junk like that. And I can't remember anything off the top of my head, but
I remember several months ago when the whole thing kind of started, seeing someone on Twitter say, I bet Dan Schneider is really nervous right now. And I really haven't really looked into it, but
well, okay. Here's the thing, though. The thing I don't know for sure anything, but what if he's just a weird, creepy guy? Like there's nothing wrong with being weird and kind of being weird, as long as he's not actually doing
there's nothing
anything.
wrong with being weird. Now, creepy, that could be a whole other subject, but like,
Right.
yeah, I totally get what you're saying there.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying don't considering the fact they're like people being exposed as like actual rapists and whatever, it's best to reserve judgment for when actual stories come out and not just make assumptions.
Yes.
But
I mean,
I became a better person today. Yay.
and anyway, my back to thoughts on Nickelodeon.
Anyways, yeah, go for it.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was
I honestly I don't think Nickelodeon's had a good show since SpongeBob. I mean, I haven't seen Avatar yet. I have the complete set on DVD, but I haven't got around to watching it. But I might just be slightly too old, and also we didn't have cable growing up, so I didn't watch Nickelodeon or anything. But from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything. Not only have I not seen anything good, but everything I have seen has been absolutely terrible. And like when people were talking about how the Loud House was like a renaissance for Nickelodeon and how it was such an amazing show, I watched and I thought at best it's slightly below average in my opinion. I really don't think it's good.
Slightly below average. I thought it was like decent.
Yeah, it seems so generic. It has a very unappealing art style. It's kind of that has a kind of tone where it's like constant noise for 10 minutes, and it's just I don't know. I don't see the appeal personally. I mean, it's not completely terrible. It's not like Johnny Test or pretty sure that's the name of the show or
Johnny Test.
Johnny
yeah.
Test is Cartoon Network.
Yeah. No,
sorry.
I'm just saying compared to like bad TV, like really really bad. Like
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
Johnny Test, I think is in my opinion, the worst cartoon I've ever seen that got more than one season.
I've heard that it started out good though, like the first season.
It did. I remember enjoying it as a kid.
And I've heard it first season for sure. I've heard people say it's good, and I've seen some of the animation, and I'm like, even though I'm pretty sure it still uses Flash, it's like it's not the lazy kind of Flash where like it's actually frame by frame animation. It looks like so it's like okay, that I think that's how you should use Flash, it's like frame by frame because that's what. Because Flash can actually be a really good animation program if used correctly. It's just a lot of people don't use it right. And Johnny Test, the later seasons for sure, are an example.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from the first season or whatever. I've only seen like the the newer stuff, and based off of that, it's horrible. But anyway, like it's the Loud House is like I said, it's not anywhere near as bad as Johnny Test, but it's just I didn't see the appeal.
You also haven't watched Invader Zim. which I think
That's
that
true.
came out post SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think that might be. That's another show that I really, really want to watch. I've seen clips from it, and from what I've seen, it looks really good. But, like, Nickelodeon has never, or at least post SpongeBob era, or like, 2000, from the year 2000 and on, has never, from what I've seen, had a good live action sitcom, and they seem to make a ton of those. And for animation, like I said, I haven't seen Avatar, but I do own it, and I do want to watch that. And I haven't seen Invader Zim, but I do want to watch that. But other than that, it seems like they haven't had anything good from what I've seen.
From the episodes of Fairly Odd Parents I've seen, though, the earlier seasons seem like they're pretty good.
Well, yeah, but that was like around the same time as SpongeBob, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't it start in 2001?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. I guess it did start after SpongeBob.
But I've seen I've been meaning to watch more, but I've seen a few episodes here and there from the earlier seasons.
But even then though, that's in nearly 2 decades. That's only 3 shows that I can think of. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, we didn't have cable growing up, so I don't have any nostalgic connections with Nickelodeon shows other than SpongeBob, because we did watch those on DVD and stuff.
As for current state of Nickelodeon, like currently, like in the last 5 years or so, I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention, but there were 2 shows in particular that came out around 2013, 2014. I think they're both done now, but they were some of the worst garbage that Nickelodeon ever had.
Breadwinners?
And, Breadwinners and Sanjay and Craig.
Oh, no, don't forget about Fanboy and Chum Chum. That was a little bit earlier, but...
That was like 10 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that would have been around that time.
Fanboy and Chum Chum was not very good. I still find it funny how they picked that up over Adventure Time, and then Cartoon Network picked up Adventure Time, and it ended up being a huge success.
That was the show they picked up over Adventure Time?
That's what I've heard.
Wow.
It's kind of funny. It's like, because Adventure Time ended up being like, for a few years there, it was probably like the most popular cartoon on TV. It became a huge success. But then Fanboy and Chum Chum, how long did that go on? Like 2 years?
Whatever it was too long.
What if it was only one episode? Would that have been too long?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The theme song is too long.
But yeah, Breadwinners. I watched a couple episodes. I still to this day, even though it's been years and the show is over, I still think that Breadwinners was the absolute worst thing Nickelodeon ever put out. It was just pure garbage.
I think Fanboy and Chum Chum's worse.
I guess to be fair, I've only seen a few episodes of that. So
the thing with Fanboy and Chum Chum though is that it felt more generically bad than Breadwinners. Breadwinners was, well, I mean, I guess I could see they're pretty close together, but I feel like Fanboy and Chum Chum was almost slightly more reminiscent of a real show than Breadwinners was.
Breadwinner was like haha funny fart butt. That was like what the whole show was.
And the animation was awful.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. Fanboy and Chum Chum. At least the animation looked like there was some effort put into it. It looked like a more modern version of like Jimmy Neutron or something like that.
And I guess Sanjay and Craig, is kind of the same thing. Why kind of similar reason why I hated it as much as I hated. Kind of similar reason why I hated Breadwinners is it was basically just haha funny fart butt. With no effort put into the humor. You
should pitch a show to Nickelodeon just called Haha Funny Fart Butt. I bet they would pick it up.
They'd probably pick it up, yeah. They'd be like, oh, millennials will get this.
Exactly.
And they'll order 3 seasons, and then it'll be a huge success.
All right, I think we've talked enough about Nickelodeon for now, I think.
Good idea, yeah.
All right, next question comes from Sam Colvet, asks, what are some YTP techniques that you think have gotten stale but are still used anyway?
Um,
You guys answer this one first. I gotta think about this one.
There is. I don't know why, but I think I saw it in like a YTP I watched recently. I don't know if it's. I guess you couldn't really call it a poopism or whatever. It's just I've seen it used in a good amount of YouTube poops, but it's kind of where like people will make like a stupid joke or a weird joke or something like that, and just have like a character looking, just kind of like staring at at the camera or whatever, and just like put text that says "my audience" or something like that. I don't know why, but I just for whatever reason, I think it's just kind of fresh on my mind, and I just realized I don't know if I ever really thought that was that funny when people did that.
I don't think I really would call that overused though, because
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
I rarely see that now.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that I think has gotten stale.
Maybe stutter loops. I'm not sure. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
I think I've
Maybe
said
if it's just like, oh, it's a funny me, and then it just like does a stutter like. If they do that over and over again, then it can get stale. But
I think the thing is any poopism can get stale in a YouTube poop if it's like all that they use in that one YouTube poop.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that I mean, it's not really a thing anymore, but I saw it all over the place when I was first getting started. Was that SpongeBob explosion? That got really old really fast.
Good. Oh, don't remind me.
I think I've only ever used that in SpongeBob YouTube poops because I'm like, well, that's the only time it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if it's SpongeBob or a source where it's underwater. Like otherwise, why it doesn't make any sense?
Yeah, but I mean, for current poopisms or cliches or whatever, I guess I can't really think of too many that I don't think are that I think have overstayed their welcome. I think anything can be made funny or entertaining if it's done correctly.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. It's like. Just about it. It's kind of the same thing with memes, where it's like, I think the majority of memes, if not all memes, can be made funny if done right. It's kind of the same thing with poopisms. I think any poopism, or at least most of them, can be made funny if done correctly.
Yeah. All right. Next question then comes from Jeff the Meme Guy, who asks, what is your favorite 2018?
The one we're in right now.
Yeah, he says, no, just kidding, they're all garbage, except steamed ham. So I'm assuming he meant to say favorite 2018 meme. Which 2018 by the way, I should point out, steamed hams is a 2017 meme, not a 2018 meme.
Yes, it is.
Although it did kind of have a resurgence in 2018, so you can almost consider it a 2018 meme. But I don't think that the memes from 2018 have been garbage. I really don't. I don't think we've... Honestly, I don't think that any of them have been bad.
You got the Knuckles.
I even think that was
after like a week, you got Knuckles got. Like,
you see, the thing about that is, I find the original source of that meme to be funny, and then I also find it funny how much people hate it. So I don't mind that meme at all.
I actually still have not watched the video it's from.
I've seen bits and pieces
it's
from
just
it.
Some guy in VR chat just going blah 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 blah.
No. I'm talking about the original origin of the meme.
Oh, you mean Who Killed Captain Alex?
No, I mean the meme, the Knuckles drawing.
That is the Knuckles drawing. Oh, yeah, that's a Gregzilla video or something.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that. That's what I was talking about. It was even then that Knuckles drawing was a meme last year. I think it was slightly different. It was like singing Knuckles.
Yeah.
Where like people would make him sing, but then it like kind of had a resurgence again earlier this year as Uganda Knuckles. So I guess you could call it a different meme, but I mean it's the same thing, just using it differently.
I like the Connect 4 memes that have like been on Instagram.
Yeah.
The what?
Connect 4?
Have you not seen those?
I didn't hear any of it. It completely cut out for me.
The
Sorry,
Connect
Connect
4
4.
memes.
Oh, Connect 4 meme. Yeah, I've seen some of them on Twitter.
Yeah.
I forget what exactly it was. It was like the piece was really small and there was like a bunch of holes. I forget. It was like Connect 4 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen. I'm not sure where it came from, but
You know what? Really quickly, I want to point out there is a meme that it recently became a meme. I think in January. Have you heard of the Burger King foot lettuce meme?
God damn it! I hate that meme so much. It's
Because
so sad.
I wanna point this out because I talked about that video that meme came from. I talked about that in my live stream Q&A hangout thing. Or maybe it was our live episode of Poopcast when somebody asked for like an annoying sounding YouTube or something like that, and I pointed that guy out before that was a meme. Because
I remember you showing that to me.
I'm like, I've never heard anybody talk like this before. I don't know what's up with his voice.
That's a meme now?
Yeah, apparently it's a meme.
Top 15s.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I remember you showing me that clip and thinking it was the funniest thing ever. Just because I'm like, how does I didn't know anybody talked like this.
The last thing you want on your Burger King burger is
Burger
somebody's
King foot lettuce.
foot fungus.
But fungus.
I don't even know. It's. I think
damn it.
I think I described it as sounding almost like somebody, like a real life version of the vibrato or chorus effect in Sony Vegas. I think that's the best way I can
What?
think of to describe the way his voice sounds.
Oh my gosh.
It's just that.
First
or,
off,
actually,
I love Burger King. All right,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Burger King is not like the best, but Burger King is amazing, and I will not stop eating there.
could you go to Burger King and specifically ask them for foot fungus burgers?
No, I will never do that.
Okay.
I feel like they've already gotten annoyed at this point. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
can I have your Burger King foot lettuce? And they're like, God damn it.
Yeah, I found out that was a meme because I heard people talk about it, but I had no clue what they were talking about. Just calling it Burger King foot lettuce, whatever. And somebody in an entry for the YTF collab used that audio, and at first I thought that they were referencing that live stream thing, and I thought that was a clever reference, whatever. Then I realized it was a meme, and I didn't know that was a meme. So
It's a meme,
yeah.
and it's not a good meme.
I can't really think of any memes that I tend to think back like at the end of the year, like
Yeah,
what my favorite memes were like.
We're not even 40 days into 2018, so there's still plenty of time for good memes. But yeah, I guess to be fair, none of the memes from this year so far really stand out, but I don't dislike any of them.
I want to see Lazy Town memes make a resurgence.
Well, they've already, there was the "You Are a Pirate" meme from like 2008 or 9, whenever that was, and then there was.
I thought it was 2012.
I thought it was earlier than that. I don't know.
Well, I think
Anyway.
it came out.
Anyway, it's possible some other song will become a meme from the show at some point. But have you heard Shmo Yoho did a remix of like a bunch of the memes from January? Have you heard that song? I don't know if you even know who Shmo Yoho is, or I'm sure you know who they are, but I don't know if you.
Yeah, the auto-tune guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really good remix of memes from January. There was one in there that I have no clue what it even was, but other than that, like they had.
Which one? Which one was it?
I don't know. It was some like news reporter, like this old lady talking about getting fat and sassy.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of this one.
Yeah, I never heard of it. But other than that, it was like they had that Tide Pod PSA advertisement thing with the football player or whoever he was, and then they had somebody touching my spaghetti, the BitConnect guy. I don't know. It's a really good song. I've listened to it probably literally hundreds of times. I just like to listen to songs on repeat. So
Not gonna lie, now that you mention it,
Hmm.
I actually thought the Tide Pod memes were pretty funny. I feel like I was like the only one, but I actually thought the Tide Pod
well,
memes were
that's one of those memes where the comedy in that one comes almost exclusively from people being upset about it.
And I'm not even gonna lie. Like I work in like a retail store, and there was one time where I saw someone buying Tide Pods. I just couldn't resist it. I said, "No, don't eat these."
You said
But
that?
luckily, yeah, I think I said, "Hope you're not." Luckily, he knew what I was talking about, but
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself. I had to.
Okay.
But I actually think that the memes are funny. The Tide Pod memes. I mean, they kind of died out now, but I actually thought they were funny.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, next question then from Ethan Really, and I don't know why, but for some reason he has this one directed at me. But we'll all answer it. Asks, "What's your favorite cereal, Jim?"
I don't know, Jim. What is your favorite cereal?
I like all of them. Actually,
Good
the
answer.
only cereal that I can think of that I really do not like are Kix.
Really?
Nobody likes.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I've always thought that Kix is the only cereal that I can think of where the box tastes better than the cereal.
Ah,
I never liked them as a kid, and I mean, maybe if I ate them now, I might not hate them, but why would I don't have any desire to buy them. But I will say that every time I see a new cereal come out, I always try it because I love cereal. So
It's a tough choice, but I think if I had to pick one, it would probably either be Peanut Butter Crunch or Waffle Crisp. I think that's what it's called.
yeah,
Those I don't get either of them very often anymore, but I really like both of those.
but you know what? One thing I will say though, one of my least favorite cereals, I still like it, but I don't get why so many people love it so much, is Captain Crunch.
Which one?
All of them.
All
I
of
like
them.
them.
Even Peanut Butter Crunch?
Yeah, even peanut butter
That's-
crunch. I mean, like I said, I still like them, but I don't buy them because, and I know this sounds like a really stupid reason to not like them, but they're too crunchy. I like cereal to be crisp. I don't like it to be like you're eating like rocks.
They're not that hard.
Well, yeah, but I mean, compared to other cereal, like if you compare peanut butter crunch to like Reese's Pieces, for example, or not Reese's Pieces, Reese's Puffs.
Imagine eating Reese's Pieces as cereal. You pour a bag of Reese's Pieces into a bowl and put milk in it.
That might be good. I might try that. I probably wouldn't.
And then
No, if I had to pick favorite though, I think one cereal actually I didn't like it as a kid for some reason, but I really really like it now as an adult is Lucky Charms.
Oh, Lucky Charms are so good.
Yeah.
I've always liked them though, but
I didn't like the actual cereal pieces as a kid. I would eat the marshmallows and save the cereal pieces for last, and I didn't like them. So
I'm not. I don't think this would be one of my favorites, but the Mario cereal was actually surprisingly pretty good.
yeah,
Really?
I think I bought 2 boxes, and I think I might actually buy more next time I see it
yeah.
because I actually really liked it.
Oh,
It's
actually, not to interrupt you, but it's a similar type of cereal. You know, the cereal pieces and marshmallows that I don't like. Actually, are the Halloween ones. You know, like the Boo Berry or the Count Chocula and whatever the other one is. I don't.
I haven't tried any of them, but I've been meaning to. I might try them sometime.
The marshmallows are really really good, but the actual cereal pieces themselves they almost have like a styrofoam texture to them. I don't know how to describe it. They're just not good.
That's odd.
Well, I mean, if you've ever had like the really cheapy branded cereal, like they had like a SpongeBob one a couple of years ago, or like like there's
Oh yeah.
like that's what it's like. It's it just, I don't know, it's like packing peanuts.
I think that's kind of what I was expecting with the Mario cereal, but it wasn't anything like that. It was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't.
I think
We should let YoungJay97 speak.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah.
is your
My
favorite
favorite
cereal?
cereal is Lucky Charms. Always has been, always will be.
Good answer. All right.
That would probably be another pick for me. One of those three: Peanut Butter Crunch, Waffle Crisp, or Lucky Charms. I think it's called Waffle Crisp. I'm not sure.
Yes, it's called Waffle Crisp. Or another
Okay.
really good one that I've always really liked are, I think they're called Sugar Crisp or something. No, actually, I think that's what they used to be called. Then they changed the name or something like that. What are they called now? Shoot, I forget. I think the name of the mascot is like the Sugar Crisp Bear or something like that. What are they called? I don't remember. Anyway, I also really like Pops and Honeycomb. Like I said, I just like cereal in general. I don't... Even the ones that I don't really like, I'll still eat them. Oh, and also they brought back Oreo O's like last year, I think, and those are, of course, really good.
Oreos, I remember those.
For some reason, though, they don't have... When they brought them back, they don't have the marshmallows in them anymore, which kind of sucks.
There were marshmallows?
Yeah, when they had them back in like the... I think it was either the late 90s or early 2000s. They were like they are now, except they had marshmallows in them, and they got rid of the marshmallows when they brought them back. But anyway, we should move on now. We've been going on for longer than I thought we would with these questions. Let me see here. The King asks, I don't know, I think he's directing this at you, Logan. He asks, he says, ask him if he has any relation to that guy Poops, and ask him what's for dinner.
No relation to that guy Poops.
I mean, like I said,
Lots of spaghetti.
we're going to McDonald's, like I mentioned earlier, so I guess there's that.
But lots of spaghetti.
They don't have spaghetti at McDonald's.
No, I'm answering his question.
I know, but we're going to McDonald's.
How do you know I'm answering the question for him, because he's not asking what's for dinner for us. How do you know? He's asking...
He just asked what's for dinner, and he doesn't say what can I have for dinner.
Lots of spaghetti.
We're not having lots of spaghetti, we're having McDonald's.
Cheeseburgers and french fries. Is that
Okay.
better?
Alright. Next question comes from Looney Bird, who, this is a conversation topic, says, why no one loves me.
You know what you did.
Okay.
Just nah. Don't kill yourself. Don't pretend like no one loves you, because I'm sure your parents love you.
He didn't say anything about killing himself. He just said, why no one loves me.
Well,
It could be a joke question.
yeah, it could be a joke question.
I mean, you don't need people to love you as long as you have people who like you.
Hey.
Alright, next question from Rotten Eggs asks, have you ever been to Europe?
No, I wish. I've always wanted to go to like Great Britain or something like that, just to see what it was like.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to I'm going to England next month. They're not. I'm awful when it comes to geography. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of stuff that I know I should know, but I don't know. Isn't England no longer a part of Europe now, or something like that?
England is still a part of Europe. Here's how it works: England is a part of the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Like England could also be called Great Britain or something like that. And then Scotland is the one that left Britain. That's the whole Brexit thing or whatever.
Okay, I thought that was them leaving the EU or whatever.
That could have been it too. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I could list off all the 50 states of the U.S., so... I mean, I probably could if you gave me enough time, but that's just how bad I am with geography stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going there next month, and now I have my passport and whatever, so I definitely want to try to make more trips to different parts of the world.
Nice.
Although I don't know any other languages other than English, so that kind of narrows down the places I can go to, but still like to try to go to different places. Um,
I've never been outside of North America. The only time I've ever been outside of the United States is when I went to Canada.
yeah, that
And
was we went there to Gunter's farm. Gunter is like I don't even know if he's still alive. Honestly, I think he was like in his 80s back then. Knows our parents, whatever, and he lived like just 5 miles into Canada or something like that on a farm. So we technically went to Canada, but it didn't feel like it. But
yeah, I mean, I only barely remember it.
yeah,
I would like to go to Canada sometime. Like,
yeah.
actually go there.
I mean, like I said, I have my passport now, so I can finally go to Canada. You should get your passport, and then we can visit Canada sometime. I don't know where we go, but
Go visit the Peebus man.
I thought you were gonna say go visit Gunter's farm again.
I thought you were going to say go visit the penis man.
That is, I mean, that is what we call. At least that's what Jalen Master Sword. He's a YouTube pooper. He calls him the penis man.
All right.
Because he made penis jokes one time.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, Kirby Fan 31 says I've recently started making YTPs myself. Do you have any advice?
Take your time. There are people who will rush YouTube poops, like make them like in 3 days, and they will be utter trash.
Mm-hmm.
So take your time, and also don't make it a priority.
Yeah. I've kind of I've given this advice multiple times. I think in definitely in multiple episodes as well. Is best advice I can have is to make something that you yourself want to watch, and don't try to make something you think will be popular. If you're entertaining yourself, that's the most important thing, because even if nobody else watches it, at least you have something that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess listen to criticism, but don't just do what other people tell you to do. Like if someone's like, you shouldn't do this because it's not funny, well that might just be subjective. But if it's like you use this too much, stuff like that, listen to constructive criticism, I guess, is my best advice. Hate is something, if you get a lot of hate, I guess you can probably safely ignore that if it's just like, well, fuck you, you're dumb. I don't know. Stuff like that, but
yeah,
stuff
that's the other thing I tell people a lot is learn the difference between criticism and hate. Because
yes.
I think I've seen some people who well, I can't name any specifics, but I swear I've seen this before where people pass off criticism as just hate, which there is a difference. You can be a dick when you're criticizing somebody, but you don't have to in order to criticize someone. So learn to tell the difference, and learn to take criticism and learn from it and ignore hate. And then I guess for just more general advice for building your videos, another piece of advice I tell people is make sure you start off your video strong and end it strong, because a strong opening is what makes people want to stick around for the rest of the video, and a strong ending is what makes people want to come back for more. And I think a lot of times people tend to remember the ending better than any other part of the video, so at the very least make sure you end on a high note. Next question comes from, I'm going to kind of start skipping around a little bit just to kind of get to the good questions.
Good idea.
So, next one comes from Super Mario Master 2, who asked, if you have an inspiration, I kind of worded this weirdly, just basically asking who your inspiration is, I'm assuming for YTP.
My main inspiration's like when I was like still like doing it like almost full time, not like as a job, but like back in like 2014-15. I'd say Cartoon Lover 98, Fish Titan 64, Guy Boot-chan. Those are like my three main inspirations, even nowadays, for making YouTube poops.
Okay. Oh, speaking of Gaba-chan, I know I recently started watching his videos, well, I mean, it's been probably a year or two now, but one of the things I noticed, I'm sure you noticed it as well, is in the King's, is it the King's Epic Adventure? Is that what the series is called?
Maybe, I don't know.
Something like that. It's a ongoing series, very long, been going since 2008. But all the way back in the first one, there was a VeggieTales reference with the King's ringtone being the cheeseburger song, and he has Mr. Lunt as his cell phone background.
Mm.
I just thought that was kind of an interesting thing to see. Anyway, I just not really important. But,
Just seeing VeggieTales out in the mainstream.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Just was like, hey, I watched that show. That was a good show.
Yeah. For me, I know I've mentioned inspiration before, but the three main big inspirations for me when I was first getting started were The Things 1, Hoffy 1138, and Trudermark. Not necessarily in that order, just kind of like all tied for first, I'd say. There's still big inspirations today, but I kind of feel like pretty much everybody that I watch, I would consider an inspiration of some sort.
I think I've also answered this. Some examples include Emp11, Cartoon Log, Things 1, Intruder Mark, just to name a few that I watched early on that kind of were inspirations to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mobros.
Oh, Mobros, yeah.
All right. Yeah, Mobros is definitely, like for my story-based YTPs, definitely would consider Mobros to be a huge inspiration. I'm sure, you might probably saw this. Did you see he's making a comeback now?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it actually going to be like on the Mobros channel as well?
Yeah, he uploaded a new like CGI intro, like he remade his intro in 3D, and he uploaded that, and he uploaded pretty sure he uploaded the announcement video saying that he was coming back to both his Animate Ball channel and his Mobros channel. So, and he's been sharing like project progress on Twitter a couple different times. So, hopefully we'll see that this year. I don't know for sure if it's going to be happening this year, but either way, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And we definitely need to see if we can get Mobros on this show. I'm pretty sure we've talked about that before, Logan.
Oh yeah, we need to. As long as well as the other people that we mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before that pretty much everybody that I have in my recommended YTPers channel list is somebody that I'd like to have on the show.
Although I don't think Cartoon Lover would really want to do it because I think he wants to distance himself from
YouTube.
Well, he wants to focus more on his animation project.
I don't have him on my recommended Poopers channel list because I need to give him another shot, but I never liked his YouTube poops before, so...
What?
Yeah. Like I said, I need to give him another shot, but I like, even as recently as his final YouTube poop, his, whatever his last Toy Story YTP was...
Toy Story one?
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it didn't really stand out as being particularly that entertaining to me.
I thought it was one of the best YouTube poops of that year.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Anyway, let me see here. I guess I'll... there's one more really good question then, and then we'll be done with the questions, so we can wrap this up then. Christian Hendrickson asks, what's the worst YTP you can recall watching, and why was it so bad?
I have the same answer every time. Shrek is Drunk. He had an entry to the Fruity Stories collab. That was just god-awful. Like, the only good joke was at the beginning. It was like, if you like to fuck tomatoes or something like that. And then after that was nothing but ear rape, more ear rape, jump scares, ear rape. Just not good.
Wasn't he the one who was like caught stealing other people's videos and then he deleted his?
Really? I didn't hear that far from him, but
didn't he also make like wasn't he like trying to host like a porn YTP collab or something?
What? Good lord.
There does exist a porn YTP collab. Remember we heard about this in our live stream?
Oh yeah, yeah, but
It does exist.
but well, isn't that like on Pornhub or something?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean that's still weird, but it's like if I'm not mistaken, like I'm pretty much positive that that happened where Shruck is Druck tried to make a porn YTP collab or something.
My goodness.
I think so. I remember he was stealing people's uploads. I think he might have been the one who started.
Huh?
I think he might have also been the one who kept making fake Ryan YTP accounts and saying the real Ryan YTP was a fake account.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. I remember he was really going after Ryan YTP.
It's a shame because honestly, I honestly remembered watching like the YouTube poops that he made. I'm like, okay, these aren't that good, but I think he showed potential, and it's just like it's just a shame he turned out to be an asshole.
I kind of get the feeling he was just a troll the entire time.
Yeah.
But for me, the worst YouTube poop I've seen, I mean, I guess there is kind of a couple of ways you could answer this. Like, for example, you could say that, the King's New Computer or whatever it's called, like that's the worst one, or like that
was funny because
I'm getting there. Just Logan, let me talk. And then there's I think it's just called Tennis Round 3, like that really weird, not even really YouTube poop thing. Like, technically speaking, those are both completely terrible, but like Logan said when he interrupted me, they're so bad that they're good.
Yeah,
you interrupt me on this podcast all the time anyway. Don't
yeah, but you stole what I was going to say.
What? Did you say that? What?
Anyway, but then there's also stuff like people when they make their first ever YouTube poop, it's usually not any good. But I think for me that the answer I'd have to give for the worst YouTube poop I've ever seen, because I've almost 100% positive I've mentioned this before, just because it got as many views as it did was, I'm pretty sure it's called Clarence Gets Ebola or something like that.
Oh, that video is so bad.
Yeah, it's
now I have to watch it.
I'm going to look it up really quick. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's called Clarence Has Ebola. It has 3 million views right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Clarence was one of those sources that for a very short period of time, it was a really, really popular source. But anyway, I've tried watching this YTP like 3 different times. It's like 9 minutes long, and I cannot make it through. Like, even when I tried my best to make it through to the end, I could not sit through it. It's just that bad. It's one of those videos that feels like it was made solely to get attention and get views, and it has no effort put into it or anything like that. And I know that sounds like kind of a mean thing to say, but if you watch it, you know what I mean. There's no effort at all put into it. It was probably made in like an hour, and it's not even like I said. It's not like the person was trying hard to make something good or whatever. They're clearly just making it for views, and that's I think why I'm comfortable saying that's the worst YouTube poop I've ever seen in my life.
At first I didn't think I was going to have an answer, but now that you mentioned it, yeah, probably that. Like, if you think Cold is a bad YouTube poop, you haven't seen this one.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like sit here and say like Cold or Number One's earlier videos were great or anything, but they were great in comparison to that video. Like, it's Clarence Has Ebola is just I've only ever sat through the whole thing once, and it was horrible.
Looking through the comments, it seems like there's a lot of people saying that it's like a 2007 YTP, and I think that's an insult to 2007 YTPs.
There were some really good YTPs from 2007.
It feels like the type of video that you would see people talking about today is like, this is it's like a precursor to YTP, like a video edit that exists from like the 50s or something like that. Like, it has that type of like, if it was from 50 years ago or 60 years ago, whatever, it might be entertaining just for the fact that it's so old. but the fact that it was made in 2015 is, I can't even describe just how bad it is. You really have to try watching it just to see what I mean.
I don't blame you if you stop watching about halfway through.
And like I tried rewatching it fairly recently. I'm pretty sure it was just last year. I wanted to force myself to sit through it, and I swear I couldn't make it. Even, like I said, it's 9 minutes long, which is long for YouTube poop, but it's not very long just in general. But I couldn't even make it. There was just nothing in there of interest. I'd rather stare at a wall for 9 minutes.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's
all right. Yeah, I guess there are still some more questions we didn't get to, but we got to all the good ones, and we've been recording now for like 2.5 hours, so I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that. I guess that'll be it for this one then. Thanks for coming onto the show then. I know it kind of started out a little bit rough, but I think we picked up there after about 20 minutes or so, and I think that turned out to be a pretty fun conversation then.
Oh yeah, good time. As soon as we found conversation topics, we got right into it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So then, before we end this off, we always ask our guests then, what are the 3 videos from your channel that you would recommend people start off with if they haven't seen any of your content before? And I'll link those in the description, as well as in a playlist that I have for all of the recommended videos from our guests.
Well, the first one I think you guys should watch. If you just want to see me, you got to see one of my Fruity Stories videos. And so I'll link you. So the first one, he'll link you. So the first one I think you guys should watch is A Well-Dressed Zucchini Sells Chocolate Rabbits or something like that. That is my 3rd Fruity Stories video, and it's on the, for those of you VeggieTales fans, that's the one on Rack, Shack, and Benny. So it has like 50,000 views. I was pretty proud of it. But
Okay.
Nowadays, I just do more like short meme stuffs. So the second video I would recommend is Steamed Hams, but the lines are in reverse order. That's something that I just like. It was literally a shower thought, like, what if they were backwards, but not really? So I just tried that. That's my second one.
Okay.
And the third one is just one I want to see get more views. So let's see. How about, let's go with the Redbone video. What Redbone would sound like if Michael Rosen was the artist or something like that. Originally, I tried calling it Rosenbone, but then I was like, let's just try and make it more of a meme thing. I don't know. I'm just trying to get relevant now.
Okay.
And just a bonus 4th one, the Sentence Mixing War of July the 7th, 2014. That's just a little, my first Skype chat I was in. We just had a little sentence mixing battle, and it was fun. You guys should watch that too. It was a little fun.
Okay.
But yeah, that's me.
All right. I just glanced at Twitter now. It looks like in the time that we were answering the YouTube questions, we got 2 more questions on Twitter, but too late for that, I guess.
Oh no. Can we do like quick answers? Just quick answers?
They're... Yeah, I guess they could be quick answers if you want to just
All right.
give just a very quick, like 1 or 2 sentence answer for each one.
Easy.
Wait, I don't see them.
They must just be reply to me. Yeah, they're just to me. O-Face Studios asks, what show did you like in the past that doesn't hold up today?
Probably Johnny Test.
All right. What about you, Logan?
I really don't know, actually. I'm trying to think. There's probably something that I used to watch as a kid. That I mean...
We can't really spend too much time on this. So.
Yeah. Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of the same thing for me. I don't really have any shows that I liked as a kid that I think didn't really hold up. Although I will say, Jimmy Neutron's animation looks really bad by today's standards.
Yeah.
But animation, whether or not it has good animation, it matters. Is the show itself still good?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, the show is still, from what I've seen, it's maybe not great, but still holds up decently. Well, I guess this next question was maybe for a little bit of a longer answer, but Joe Fitzgerald says, do you think that people regard sound design in YTPs as highly as they should?
Sure. It's not really a question I'm too well educated on, I guess.
I don't know for sure if this is a case, but it kind of seems like that might be in response to me on my 50 favorite YTPs of 2017 list mentioning Eliantos about how he pays really close attention to sound design, which is something that I think a lot of YTPers take for granted. So yeah, I guess my answer would be I don't think that people focus as much on it as I think they maybe should, but I guess it's really not a huge issue with most YTPs. I just think it's mostly like if you're doing a story-based YTP, it's definitely important to pay attention to sound design.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just, that would probably be my answer as well.
Okay. All right. I guess that's it then. Next time I should check Twitter quick before, and the next time around before we get to the ending, because we don't usually do that. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's really it then. Thanks again for coming on. Logan, you always end these, so say words.
I think. Bye. I don't know. I don't have anything to add.
Beautiful.
Okay.